What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Dragon's Lair. You've got Chris and Sam here from the Wyvern Kodiak channel, and we are here with our special guest from Burning Stables Forge. We've got Clayton in the house. What's up, Clayton?
What's
Appreciate
going
you
on?
hopping in with us, brother. Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me on, guys. I'm pretty stoked to meet you guys, Chris and Sam. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Saying earlier today, I had a chance to go through and really look at your website and get familiar with some of your stuff, and it's just beautiful work.
Thank you. Really appreciate it, man. Coming from you guys, that means a lot. So yeah, thank you.
We're just knife nuts like everybody else, man. So I mean,
Yeah.
but you definitely do. I mean, we handle enough, we watch enough. We could tell when there's some good quality stuff there for sure. Let's see who's in the chat here. Say hello to everyone real quick. Henry's in the house. What's up, Henry? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Marco's here. Mo Patty, Trish, how are you? One real quick. Well, that was you, Clayton. Hi, Clayton.
That's me.
We've got Kathleen Smith. Hi, Kathleen. Thank you for coming in here. Cliff Brott is here. Kathy is here. Not on screen with you. Why is she not there with you, man?
Well, she's got kids, and she got kids, a husband, and her family life, and she leaves at 3 every day. So
free pass.
Yeah.
Next time, Kathy, we'll have you on. Hang out with Clayton. We want to hang out with everyone. So I know that Mattisfaction is still going, and he's in Arizona, so he doesn't change his clocks. So when we moved forward, we actually took an hour more of his time from that. So there may be a slow leak coming into the chat here, but they'll come in as they come in. I'm not too concerned about it. This is easy come, easy go type of thing. Blessed EDC in the house. What's up, my friend? Thank you for coming in. Ramsey's always in here hanging out. Appreciate you, my friend.
Ramsey's.
So, yeah, man. So we like Chris said, we've been scoping the website and checking out everything, and definitely have a lot of interest in what you do. I mean, I'm not a crazy fixed blade nut when it comes to production stuff.
Yeah.
But when I see handmade blades, that's a different creature to me. I have a lot more appreciation for the art of what you do and how you do it and your process of it. And like I said before we jumped on here, I mean, Chris and I have had interest in actually learning how to do this at some point. And I mean, it just kind of never worked out that way. Him and I both have pretty big careers that we run during the day, and it's just hard to find the time to do everything in family life and the business here and everything else. So
our first blade show, really, that was kind of the focus. We were like, hey, can you teach us how to do this?
Yeah,
right. Every time we saw a knife that we liked, like, where are you, and can we stay with you and do this?
Yeah, right. I hear you. Yeah, it's
Rick, you're 100% right. Everybody else should stop doing this crazy. Okay, we're in 2026.
I wish if they left it like it is now, I would be happy about it. I hate when it gets dark early.
I'm good with it one way or the other. Just stop changing the damn clocks. One way or the other, I'm good with it. Kanji, what's up, man?
What's up, Dom?
Daddy Wyvern, that's my dad. What's up, Dad? Okay. How are you?
Hello, sir.
It is. What's going on, Pops?
William Hornbossel in the house. What's up, my friend? Appreciate you coming and hanging out, dude. So, Clayton, what got you into making blades the way you do versus, I guess, I hate to say this, but the easy way, right? Buying just some pre-cut blanks and working them.
Yeah, I mean, I would say pre-cut blanks would be. I'm much the guy that has to do it. You know what I mean? I gotta physically do it. Like, I've been hung up. I think you're in my live earlier, but I'm hung up on the HRC testers now. Like, I'm just going down this rabbit hole of doing that. It's like, got to figure it out. But me and my brother-in-law, man, it was like 2013. We had a business and it was real slow at the time. And me and him were watching YouTube videos, and we just decided, I had a crowbar and a framing hammer in the back of my truck, and we had an acetylene torch. And we were like, let's get a Harbor Freight Anvil and go out there and take rounds on the steel, and we made a little knife shape.
That's awesome.
So it just kind of went from there. And then 2018, I think, I had a shop and I was like, what am I going to do in this shop space? And I was like, I want to make knives. So I started buying equipment, and that's where it all kind of started.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how you can fall down that rabbit hole. You get started on something, you're a dog with a bone all of a sudden, and it's right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Robert Jones in the house. What's up, my friend? How's it going? Appreciate you coming in. Stacy Bolster Blades in here. Thank you, Stacy, for hanging out with us tonight.
Hi, Stacy.
Yeah. So Chris and I mean, we're probably guilty of the same thing that 1,000,001 other enthusiasts have, right? We catch Forged in Fire on TV, and the next thing you know, it's like, let's heat up steel and start banging on it and see if we make something. But it never really worked out that way. We went to Blade Show. We met a bunch of people. We started planning to go to some of these people's shops. There's a place here in Indy that is like a forge that you can rent out time, essentially.
Okay.
But you can also take classes. I think it's called the Indy Forge. And we were going to do that. But again, it just kind of just never played out. And I think the path that we chose is probably more logical for us, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I live in a condo. My neighbors would get real tired hearing me banging.
Yeah, man, I'm fortunate to where I'm at that the neighbors are pretty cool. I stop. I mean, sometimes if I'm really in it, I'll forge late, but I don't beat on the anvil past 9 o'clock, or dark, kind of my rule of thumb, just kind of like construction rules, which I have that background. So like, that was always like, you could work from sunrise to sundown, and that's kind of like the law, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, and 6 in the morning, I mean, we've all been around. If you live anywhere and they're doing construction at 6 a.m., you'll hear them beating on stuff and the dark, So that's kind of my rule that I do here. But
Chris, I think we should do it at your house anyway. Yeah. Because to be honest with you, your neighbor blowing that horn all the time, I think you owe her back. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll up.
The story is I've got one neighbor who his mom comes back and forth. He's some sort of special needs, and his mom comes back and forth, and she opens the garage door with the garage door opener and then honks the horn as opposed to getting them. And this morning, 6:15 a.m., horn was honking. I'm just like,
That's rough.
Like, come on, you can go to the next step. You can open the door. You can call him. I'm at the point where I'm about to offer to. You want a phone on my plan? I'll pay for it. Just quit honking.
You don't wake me up every morning. Wow. Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Dog one, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you.
I'm gonna go turn this fan on real quick. It's really stuffy in the garage right now. The door's shut, so I'll be right back. Ugh.
So 24 people in here so far, which is nice and early with other chats going, with other lives going. I'm sorry. Appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with us. Do me a favor, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, which I think I've noticed everybody in here is subscribed to the channel, so I think that's probably a moot point. But if you're not, go ahead and sub to the channel, please. And Chris and I, we launched our website this week. So head over, I'll put it in the chat here, but we're going to, and I'll pin that, but www.wyvernkodiak.com is live finally. And we have some Wyvern Kodiak shirts up on the channel available. So
big shout out to our first customer.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Daddy Wyvern.
Congratulations.
Yeah, my dad's been asking for some shirts from me for some time now. So I said, well, you know what? Let's test the website. I'm new to website building and all this stuff, trying to kind of figure all this thing out. So I want to make sure the payment system was working properly, the shipping system was working properly, and all that kind of stuff. And so, we got that done, and it worked good. And he's got some shirts on his way to him, and we're good to go. So I've got shirts on the website. We've got 2 different colors. We've got black, what I'm wearing here, and then we've got like a charcoal heather gray as well. On the back of my shirt is the Wyvern Kodiak makers logo, so the WK. So it's a really cool logo, and we're really proud of the logos that Chris and I created for this business. So hopefully you all like it too. Represent us. We would appreciate that support. And then anybody who gets a shirt, just so you know, we're going to Blade Show Atlanta. I'm going to Blade Show Texas. But anybody who goes to Blade Show Atlanta and we see you wearing one of our shirts, we've got a gift for you if you wear it at Blade Show Atlanta. So yeah. I hope that to see you guys there. I'd love to see some of our shirts out there. That would be amazing. And we will definitely hook you guys up.
That's fun.
Sam,
yeah.
Kelly said you finally got your knife today.
I did. So my knife took a trip around the country because USPS sucks. And
isn't it funny?
So Kelly had put together a batch of knives that were customized by Jimmy Crow. Really cool designs. There you go. Chris has got it here. I'll put it up on a big screen for you, Chris. So that is a CKRT or CRKT pillar. And on the scales, they did a shipwreck design. And then she put a lanyard on it. So really cool little pocket knife. She's just trying to raise some money for her channel. And she's such a big supporter of so many channels here. I thought that it would be really cool. So Chris and I wanted to jump into that and make sure that we support her. So we go ahead and do that. She sends both of our knives out the same day. Chris gets his. I get mine here, then sent back to Jacksonville, Florida, then sent back to here again. And then delivered
on the truck.
Yeah, and they were, yeah, she shipped them the same day, and yeah, just crazy. You know, Sam and I live 20 miles apart. I'm sure they followed the same path to get here.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, we have the same hub, right? We have the same hub at a Warren Park, so it's just, you know, to go to Chris's house, you go northeast. To go to mine, you go directly east, and they just couldn't get it right. So it's goofy.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
I've been seeing packages like come for like, as I order stuff all the time, and it'll go like to Jersey. I'm like, what the hell is it doing in Jersey? And then it like goes all around, and then it comes back to me. I'm like, that was just a wild route. It just went to Charlotte, to Jersey, to back to Charleston. So yeah, it's interesting.
Where are you out of, Clayton?
I'm in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
Yeah. So Trish says whenever Kelly sends her something, it happens to her. Maybe we can blame Kelly. That's what we're gonna do.
There's a common denominator there.
I think it's Florida.
No, I'm kidding. We love Kelly. I'm not gonna pick on Kelly. She's awesome.
You can't pick on my big sis number 3, man.
There you go. That's right.
She does amazing work. Oh, she does amazing work.
Yeah, she's great, man. She's got a great heart and kind
absolutely person. And you know what, she epitomizes what I think this community is, something that draws me to it so much, right? I
agree 100%.
That type of mentality where she just supports everybody, tries to be engaged with everybody's always nice. She gives and never asks for anything. When she does ask, it's not anything crazy. It's like, hey, you know what? You're getting something. I'm not just putting my hand out, right? Like when she asked for these knives to be created and whatnot to raise money for the channel, it was really cool how she did it. And Chris, you really like yours, right? I know I like mine. I think it's a great little knife.
Yeah, it's snappy. Jimmy did a great job with the finish. You know, really cool there. And
who did the finish on the handle?
Yeah,
Jimmy
Crow. So, you know, it's just plain titanium. And then
shipwrecked on the.
Yeah, then he shipwrecked it on the other side, and so
that's awesome.
And it's a
nice little knife. If you, Chris, can you open it up for a sec? I mean, it's a small knife, and you know we've got pretty big hands, but it's got that nice finger choil right there.
Oh,
yeah.
So I mean, you can get a good grip on it with a big hand. It's a nice little EDC,
yeah,
or a backup blade.
Yeah.
It's a good,
I've held one of
little
those,
blade.
I believe.
You know, my hands, you know, is about 4.5 inches, you know, across. So, you know, I mean, I can get, if I use the choil, I'm getting the fourth finger on it still, and it's a very comfortable choil. So, yeah, again, for I think these are $60 blades or something, but man,
Kelly says it's steel on the back, not titanium. So
is it? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But
So
no, that's cool.
So Jimmy Crow made the actual liners, correct? Or
I think he just
finished
refinished. I think he just refinished.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So was it copper prior to you?
I believe it was. I'm looking. I looked on the inside of the scale from the front, from the top, and it looks like that was. So I'm pretty sure that it was.
Yeah. It's
Rolf
heavy.
is in the house. What's up, Rolf? Good to
Rolf.
see you, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Sever Seven's in the house. What's up, my friend? Looking forward to hanging out with you next week, dude, in Texas. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. So yeah. While I'm thinking of it, and I'll probably ask this a couple times as people are in and out of the chat, but if there's anybody else going to Blade Show Texas, let me know. I would love to hear from all of you that are, because I love to connect with our community. And there's going to be a lot of people that I've chatted with that are going to be there. So if you're going to be there, let me know. I would love to connect with you. I'd love to put one of our prototypes in your hand, and you know, maybe even do a little video to add to the channel for some content or something like that. I think it'd be a lot of fun to just have some interaction with some of y'all. So,
do you got the prototype on you?
I do. I have all three of them that I have. So Chris has 3 and I have 3. We put 6 total together. And then tomorrow I'm meeting up with Chris because I'm actually going to pick up a few of his prototypes and I'm going to leave him the other couple, and I'm going to take those with me to Texas. Nice. But I don't want to take 100% of them just in case anything happens. I am air tagging my bag, but I just, you know.
What was that? Yeah. Was Fred the Lug on the other night? Was that your chat? No, that was y'all.
That was Casey's channel that Fred and I were on for a little while.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, and Fred was talking about how you can check 2 bags that way, that you have the proper insurance on both bags. So.
Yeah, $4,000 a bag. I'm not going to take enough to worry about that. I think I'm just going to pare down to make sure I'm only doing 1 bag. I'm just not going to. I was going to carry a whole bunch of knives. I'm going to break my own rule of 10 a day, so I don't have to take 40 knives with me.
Yeah,
and. You know, I'll be fine.
Carry 10 knives a day?
No, when I travel, I bring enough to play with 10 different knives a day. Okay, because at any point in time, I sit in my office and I'll just fidget with knives. When I'm drawing, if I have to think, I'll be sitting here like this and I'll just start click, 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 click. My wife wants to use one of them on me because all she hears is clicking and clacking all the time. So yeah,
it is habit, right?
It really is. That's what it comes down to. But yeah, man. So here is, I'll blow up the screen so that you can see it better. So here is one of the prototypes. This one's the bead blasted version.
Wow.
Yeah, and thank you. So Vanex steel titanium handles, Damascus pivot collar, and I'm going to try and get close enough so that you can see it, but that is right there in the center of the pivot cap. That is our maker's logo.
Love it, man. That's beautiful.
So it is, we have a few adjustments. We have new blades on order. I paid for them the other day. They're going to be probably about 30 days out. We're going to raise the grind line a little bit, get thinner behind the edge because it is a thick knife.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a hog. I mean, this thing is 4 millimeters thick.
4 mil.
So, you know, but it only weighs 5 ounces for an 8 1/4 inch knife. It's not bad.
We we're not threatening for the same market you've got for your tomato slicers.
Yeah, yeah. I got a couple tomato slicers over here. I brought them all out. I got everything kind of set up over here to show you guys. If you're curious.
You know what I'm super interested in is hearing a little bit about your hand forged wagon wheel.
Oh,
Derek, for real. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Derek? The wagon wheel, man. So I don't know if you know much about like wrought iron sand mine or seen any of that stuff. It's really beautiful. So you get like this wood grain finish out of wrought iron when you sand mine. It just looks really cool. So a friend of mine he does blacksmith work, and he had this wagon wheel. He gave it to me, and I didn't do a split test, that was on me. I should have done a split test on it to make sure that it had the grain. And then I didn't know really much, but I had a wagon wheel. But they stopped, I think it was like in 46, I want to say, something like that. They stopped making wrought iron, or maybe even before that. Who knows? I'm way off probably. But they stopped making wrought iron wagon wheels, and they switched to mild steel wagon wheels. So anyway, I took this wagon wheel, and I drew it out and flattened it and made flat steel, and then sandwiched that in between some 1084 and made this because I wanted dark. So I did that, and I forged out a chef knife. And then when I etched it, I was like, well, that's definitely not wrought iron. I think I got mild steel, but it still looked cool. It was a fun build, but it was supposed to be a wrought iron wagon wheel knife. But so we just got a wagon wheel. It's basically mild steel at the end of the day.
It looked awesome.
Yeah, it turned out cool, right? It was like kind of a blessing, I think, in the way that I grounded it. It wasn't perfectly centered, and it came out just kind of crazy, and it had some texture looking to it, so it's kind of cool.
Do you get to a point where you don't learn something on every knife, or are you refining your process almost every single time?
Yeah, it's pretty much every single time. My oyster knives, I make like chef knives, I make oyster knives, I make anything knives, really. There's no limitation to what I want to do knife making, but my oyster knives, I've gotten down pretty much to like, why is my camera doing? I got it down to pretty much like a science. I can get like an oyster knife done in roughly about 3 hours, without the heat treat. So that's kind of my one. And then everything else, I'm constantly pushing my limits on getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And there's a limit. I mean, y'all obviously know that with your knife, just getting that edge to where you want it. And I mean, that's just a constant like learning, and then getting comfortable with grinding to get it that thin to where, one, you don't burn it, and lose your temper. And then second, you don't create a swoop in it, because if you get, one side's thick over here, one side's thick over here, and it's thin in the middle from the way you're grinding it, when you go to sharpen it, it'll go, and it'll have a little cup in it because it's thinner in the middle than it was on the either side. So it's like just getting that honed in. So I'm always pushing it and learning.
For hours, so we did a crazy like few hours of testing in Chris's garage. I mean, we set up kind of like a, I don't even know what to call it, a gauntlet of tests though. I mean, we had pressure treated wood that we were hitting and shaving off, and we had toe straps, and we had leather gloves, we had cardboard, we had zip ties. So I mean, we put it through the gamut of what this knife would probably be used for, essentially.
Yeah.
And we compared it against other knives, and what we found is it competed pretty close to equal with the other knives that we were putting it up against. And we had, I mean, Chris brought out a Koenig Arius, so he had like $1,000 knife that our knife was going up against, right? And it was about even Steven there. Yeah. And it made me and Chris realize, as we sat back for a second, we said, man, we really still think this is thick behind the edge. If we raise this grind line and get them to make this hollow deeper, we can outperform $1,000 knife. And so it became, that's what we have to do. Because our first knife, well, every knife, I shouldn't say our first knife, that's not correct. Every knife needs to be the best representation of us. I don't think either one of us would want to release a knife to the community and not be completely proud of and want to stand behind the work that we put into it. So
yeah, for sure. And yeah, I got the same thing going on. You know, it's like it's sometimes hard for something. I'm like, I can't send that out. I got to redo this. Like on a Damascus knife, it's like crap. I mean, part of you says it'll be okay, but then you know the business, like your reputation's on the line.
yeah,
you know, so you got to have it perform and also, you know, look pretty and all the things, you know. So it's like,
hey Clayton, there was a question in the comments.
What's that?
Do you belt sharpen or stone?
So I used to belt sharpen, and I still like belt sharpening, but I have been using a one of those. I have a stone, one of those little angles, so I can get the actual bevel. And on my EDC models, the really thin ones, I want to send them out with a 20-degree bevel because I feel like that's what most people are doing, around that 20 to 15 degree mark. And I'm trying to keep that on my knife. Is what you laughing at?
So Derek asked Chris a question about the North Mountain Blades knife. I
wasn't a fan.
Yeah, he's like mad head over heels about that knife, and I just told him like I don't think it's great.
You know what I think it was for me was my expectations were a lot higher, and I wanted to love it. And I think that, and again, I watch every commercial that comes out and every trailer on a movie. By the time I watch the movie, I don't enjoy it, and I think that might be a little bit of what happened here for me, is I wanted to love it and I just didn't.
What's up, Replicant?
How are you?
So Clayton, you said trying to get down to 15 degrees on the edge. Is that across the board?
Yeah, no. Well, lately, like it depends on what I'm making. You know, like right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up one of these models out that I got. So I just kind of redesigned this one, and you know, the first design was good. I sold a lot of them, but this is my Dauntless model.
Yeah,
and this one's in Nitro V. It's obviously it's not, you know, finished or anything. I just kind of ground into it a little bit because I was messing with the testers. But like this knife, you know, like it might have a little bit fatter edge on it. It's more of like a chopper. It's more of a hunting, camping knife that I don't want to have the same edge that I'm going to put on one of these little knives. You know, this is going to be thin. This is going to be really brought down to the edge, and you know, like a 15 degree to 20 degree sharpening edge is what I'm going to do on these, you know, and they're going to be basically to almost zero by the time I'm done hand sanding them. With this one though, I'm thinking this might have a little higher bevel, and it might be more of a belt grind, more toothy edge. I like a toothy edge. I'm not always a fan of the razory edges. You know, I like a toothy edge because it cuts a lot of things, you know, whereas if you have a thin edge and you have it thin behind the thing, like it will chip if you're at 62, you know, you want to drop them down. You know, it's all about that heat treat and getting that point right on certain styles of what they're going to be used for.
You should be good with Nitro V to run a little bit thinner, right?
Yeah, these are all Nitro V that I just showed. And those are going to run, I'm going to run those pretty thin, but
yeah. I saw William said he tries to do 17 on all his knives. So, and William, 17's a great edge depending on the steel, right? And I guess that's the question is, what are you running 17 on? Because I don't think I want 17 on Vanix, but I do want 17 on MagnaCut.
I think you're good with 17 on Vanix too. It's
depends on the maker.
Yeah,
but y'all are like completely like, I'm going out the chat right now on this because like I'm new to steels. I'm new to a lot of steels. Like I've been a high carbon guy. I'm a high carbon guy. I like hard carbon steels. I don't care really about my blade getting a little surface, a little character. I actually like it personally. And yeah, he just ordered a custom today. So that's
nice. Yeah, Replicant. Yeah. Awesome, man. Share with us when you get it, man. Love to see it, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's getting something out of this drop. So like right now on the table, I mean, I got like 13, 16, something I'm working on. And all of them just came out of heat treat a few days ago. And so, but I got a couple things that are done. If y'all are like not done, but etched and kind of etched. If you want to see any of this,
love to see it. Quick question for you, Clayton. Do you do your own heat treats, or do you send them out to get heat treated?
I am that guy. I have to do it myself, and I want it done, and I want it done now, and I don't want to wait. I'm very impatient. So like, yeah, I'm like, I got to figure it out. I
He's
bought
one
a
of us,
pottery.
Chris.
I mean, I got like a pottery kiln right now. It's not a fancy knife kiln. It gets up to temperature and everything I'm doing. I mean, I went and had some HRC tested a couple weeks ago, and they were right at the 61, 62 mark. So,
Hold on.
you
Cool.
know, I think that's got to say something for it, you know. But it's you know, I'm learning a lot of stuff, especially in the stainless steel world, which is a whole new process. And I don't not want to learn it and send it out and just be like, I don't want to have that, like, I don't want to not know the knowledge, you know. I want to know what's happening.
It's not near as predictable.
Well, yeah, and also they're doing it, and then they're just sending it back and saying it's this. And yes, I guess there's a certificate, but how much I want to know I want to see with my own eyes that I did this, and that came out at 62 or 64.
Do you have the tools to be able to measure HRC?
Bro, I was on my live today. Yesterday was a bad day. I went down the rabbit hole of trying to get a Rockwell tester, and me, I'm on a budget. You know, I'm a small business. I just started out. It's only been 2 years, and this month was our 2-year mark full time. And so, you know, it's limited. So I've been trying to I found a couple used ones. I bought them, and I just threw $300 basically in the trash. I think some people said I could maybe return them because I got them on eBay. So maybe that's a thing, but I don't know. But I just finally, after learning what I went through with that, you know, my files I've been using for a long time, and they come out pretty accurate. What I got from my files, what they were saying was pretty much what I got from the guy that tested my knives. And then, but I'm going to bite the bullet, and I want to buy, you know, Grizzly has a machine that seems pretty reputable. So I'm probably going to buy the benchtop tester. I think I have to at this point. Now
That's
that I'm
cool.
in it. So.
It makes sense for you to do it. So, I mean,
yeah, I want to know.
Yeah. No, you should want to know. I think you're not asking anything unreasonable, for sure.
We'd bought some Machine Wise knives, and on there, when they send their knives out, they test all their HRCs, and they tell you exactly what it is. They're like, this is a 62.7, right? Like, and then it tells who tested it. And I thought that was really, really cool. And in the custom world, I'd be head over heels if you were able to do something like that. That would be a huge differentiator for me in wanting to, or be attracted to purchase the knife.
Exactly. I would love, like, my sister made these things up where it's like, you know, it's the Burning Tables Forge hardness tester, blah, blah, by what machine tested it and what it came out at, you know, and like what year, you know, it kind of tells what the machine was and the standard of the machine, and then the HRC. And I think sending a knife out, you know, if it is like, because I want to get into the wild steels, I want to get into these really cool steels, and I want to get a better kiln, you know. It's all part of the process of getting to where we can and do, you know. I was heat treating in a forge at the beginning. Now I'm heat treating in a kiln, and I'm getting more accurate results, and over the same thing, even though it's a pottery kiln. But a lot of knife makers have used pottery kilns through the years, and it's not like something new. The people that make the pottery kilns are the same people that make the tiny ones. They're just more, you know, it takes less time to heat up. It's smaller. It doesn't take up as much room. So I'm not like, it's not like a bad thing, and it's working. But I would love to have a even heat, you know, $3,000 grinder sitting over there behind me, and, you know, with a Rockwell tester sitting right next to it. That's the dream, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool.
In time.
Time and money.
So I'll give you the screen, Clayton, if you want to show off some of the stuff.
Hold on one second. I have something over here in the coffee that I kind of like. I didn't rush it, but like I got it to a point that maybe I could get a little color out the coffee so I could share it with you guys, because
cool.
One of the channel members, or not members, not yet, but one of my channel subscribers ordered a knife out of, she wanted raindrop Damascus, and I made my first raindrop. So we're actually going to get our first view of it. I haven't even really seen what it's going to look like, so we're all going to kind of see this together. So it could be good, it could be bad, but yeah, let me grab that real quick. I'll throw some water on it, and we'll see what it looks like.
Awesome. Matt Maurer in the house. What's up, my friend? Appreciate you hopping on. Thank you for coming in. If you haven't hit the like button, do me a favor, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to subscribe to Burning Stables Forge channel as well. He does some really cool lives, by the way, where you get to watch him work in the shop. So, you know, you'll see him forging, you'll see him grinding, you'll see him doing all this stuff. And sometimes he does it at night. So you just have this like fire burning in the background. He's a madman. It's pretty cool. I like watching his stuff. You're a wild man sometimes.
I am a wild.
How's it looking?
I think we're gonna like the way it looks.
Nice.
Awesome. All right.
Ooh, oh wow. That
is stunning, dude.
How cool is that? Look at this.
Very cool.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Isn't that wild?
Add to cart.
Right? I'm pretty pumped on this. This is my first raindrop. And with raindrop, you know, once you grind in the bevels, you can't drill all the way through the steel. So you lose a little bit, but man, it's
beautiful.
Isn't that
that
cool?
won't be your last raindrop now, dude. I hate to tell you, but you just showed everybody that you could do it. And now,
right?
now you're going to be, that's gorgeous, man.
That's outstanding work.
Thank you, man. That's exciting for me because I hadn't seen it yet. So we all kind of did that together.
When the first one comes out like that, I mean, where do you go from there? Right? Like, you nailed it.
You set the bar high, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I think from learning, like I said, when you grind the bevels, that's the next step. I want to drill almost through.
Yeah.
So
you're getting a lot of oohs and ahs, and that's amazing and stuff like that. I think you're getting the across the board the thumbs up on this.
Oh yeah, man. I'm not even reading the chat. I'm so bad about reading the chat, man.
No, you're good. We tend to get carried away here on the show, and we don't always get to watch the chat either. So I'm trying to get better at it. And
I mean, I am too. It's the learning, right?
And there's two of us, so that makes it a little bit easier, and we still forget.
Yeah, I got my sister usually when we do our Wednesday lives because that's kind of like just hangout time, and then I got Friday at 11 a.m. I do like a shop time, and I'll do it by myself and kind of move the camera. It's on my phone vertical, and then I just move around the shop whether I'm forging, grinding, or whatever, and just kind of hanging out and working at the same time.
Ramsey wants one. He says he wants one now. Ramsey.
Oh yeah, get you one, Ramsey. I actually have another bar of the steel. So
I think that's an official
what the what?
That's my sister. Yeah. So, man, I'm pretty pumped on how that turned out. Now we got to
your local ninja, by the way, Bluminati Ninja up in the house. What's up, my brother? Nice. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you.
Well, that's cool. You want to see the other one I've been working on?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this one, I actually have a full knife build video, not knife build, but a steel build. And I made feather Damascus. And this is my first go at it. It's good, but it's not, I can get better at this one for sure. But this, see if we can get it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Good looking. See the contrast. And this one hasn't been heat treated yet. So we're not really seeing the pattern yet as well as we could once it gets heat treated. But this is a full integral bolster. It's really, really fat right now. It's going to lose a lot of weight and grind it a lot down. But it's just kind of cool how that feather just goes all the way through to the bolster.
Yeah.
And so that one's going to be exciting.
How much grinding does that something like that? How long will you be on a grinder?
This one will be a long time because I forged it thick because it was my first integral. Mm-hmm. And my first feather. So there's a lot of variables. You know, I could have had a delam in my feather that I needed to grind through or do something. And also doing integral, I want to have this kind of swoop up into here and just flow. And I want to have enough room for a finger choil. So like all this will kind of change. And this will be round at the end of it.
Help me understand the integral bolster there. I'm not following what that is on a fixed blade.
So this right here, this is the bolster, right? And then you'll have it'll come up to probably in there, and this will just flow right into the handle. And this is going to be rounded off. So it's just integral. I don't really know the term. I just know that that's what it's called.
So there's not a separate cap is what you're saying, right? Is that what I'm understanding? Okay.
It'll be like just for instance, like the block will come up in there and I'll grind the block to it, and then that block will be contoured and shaped and everything so that it's just basically you'll grab the knife by the bolster and you can pinch grip the bolster.
Yeah. That's
killing me.
Boy, nailed it.
I'm with you.
So we had a question, and Clayton, I'm going to let you answer this question because this is probably a question you should answer here.
So different steels of different hardness for color separation. Ask the moron to the master. No, not a bad question at all, dog one. It's so what you have, right? You got 1084 and 15 and 20. Those are my dark is my 1084. My 15 and 20 is my bright. And those steels are right in the same realm of hardness, heat treat, and everything. They both heat treat at 800 Celsius. I do everything in Celsius, so I don't really know the Fahrenheit off the top of my head. But so 800 degrees Celsius is their heat treat. That soak time is the same for both steels. And when that happens, you can heat treat the steels at the same time. So 80 CRV 2, if I do that, so I'll use 80 CRV and put that as a core on like a sand mine Damascus. And then that steel is a different heat treat. So I'll raise it up because I'm not really worried about the 1084 and 15 and 20 at that point. I'm worried about that 80 CRV getting that hardness. So the 15 and 20 and 80 CRV are about the same exact steel. One just has a higher nickel content.
Right on. So Help with Gadgets is in here. What's up, Help with Gadgets? Thanks for coming in. Barbie's in here. What's up, Barbie? Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. We've got 35 folks in here. Oh, before I keep going, Paul Mills in the house. What's up?
What's up, Paul?
How's it going, my friend? Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Gunmetal James is in here. How are you, my friend? Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. So just a quick update here, because I said it a while ago, but with a lot less people in here. So Chris and I finally launched our website. It is live, www.wyvernkodiak.com. And we have some t-shirts up there. So if anybody's interested and they want to go over and support the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. If you don't, that's cool too. You can just go over and check out the website. We've got an About Us page so you can kind of see what concept behind what the Wyvern Kodiak business really is. And give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. And that's where you can sign up for newsletters and make sure that you stay up to date when we're dropping knives or adding more merchandise to the website or whatever. So, and we will have hanks on the site next week. Those are in process now. So I will make sure that we add some hanks to the site next week. 2 sizes hanks. Going to have like full large, I think they're like 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 hanks. And then we're going to have like 8 by 8 hanks. So like small pocket hanks for your just normal little EDC and, glasses cleaning and stuff like that. So, check it out. Appreciate everybody. And thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. J1D in the house as well. Thank you for coming in and hanging out.
Yeah. Since you mentioned hanks, do you mind if I show you some things Kathy's been working on?
Please. Come on, man. This is what this is all about. This is why we oh, nice.
So we got hanky poo-poos now. Kathy, I didn't know about the hank game, man. So yeah, she's been making hanks. Nice. And she's getting into the microfiber now on the back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So she's hand stitching all this stuff and making one each individual. She sews it inside out at first and then rolls it over and then finishes it, which is kind of cool. So we got a bunch of different ones. We got some of these. So we got 10 by 10 and 6 by 6 currently. She's working on 12 by 12s now.
So yeah. Clayton,
yes,
we
sir.
have. So if you go to a website, it's called, and Kathy, you might know about this website already since you are, a sewing person. I don't know what to call those people, right? My wife is a quilter. She's a professional quilter. So
my mom does that.
What do you mean by you people, Sam?
She knows all those terms. My wife talks about this stuff, and I know way more about this crap than I really ever wanted to know, or still do know. That being said, Spoonflower is the name of the website, and you can order custom fabric with your logo on it. That's where Chris and I get our fabric from, is from a website called Spoonflower.
Really? I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget.
Yeah, well, if you want, man, just shoot me a message afterwards. I can get you the website or whatever, and it's they move pretty quick too. You'll have your fabric probably in like a week, and it's pretty nice fabric.
Really?
And you buy it by the yard. So I have several yards of it, and then the microfiber, what you were pointing to, that Kathy's getting into on the back. If you Bluminati, it's called spoon flower. I'll drop it in the chat in a minute. But if you go on Amazon, they sell the fabric, like the microcloths to clean your glasses.
Yeah, that's what she bought.
Yeah. So Chris, that's what Chris and I do. And I mean, all of our hanks are in-house handmade and stuff like that. And they're really, my wife is making them for me because it takes her
filter. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife, it takes her 2 minutes on her industrial machine. I joke around because my upstairs looks like a Chinese sweatshop. I've got several sewing machines. She's got a long arm quilting machine. Like, no joke. It's her quilting table is 14 feet.
Oh my God.
I can vouch for everything he's saying.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is absolutely bananas. So
yeah,
Bluminati got it in there. Spoon flower. Yeah. So if anybody runs a channel, is interested in doing it, go on there, check it out. Great fabric. It's reasonably priced, and you can definitely make some really nice stuff out of it, even if it's not a hank and you want to just use it for something else. I mean, heck, you can probably put it up and hang it up behind you or something like that as well. So
yeah, I got some ideas for this zone right here, because this is where we're always out on our main lives and stuff. And I really like my mom's friend is her son's like does car wraps and stuff. And she said I could talk to him. Maybe he can make me a big one, and I can like stick it to my pegboard and then have my tools behind my logo.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Sam, you ought to send him the link also for where you picked up the curtain behind you.
Yeah, so this is a trade show banner. It's 8 feet long and 6 feet tall.
Wow.
And it wasn't expensive. It was an Amazon buy. It took about 2 weeks to get it, and I want to say it was $30.
Yeah.
Really?
And then I had I have these big poles that hold this thing up behind me. So, it's a big banner
or something.
Yeah, they're on like 2 tripods with a beam that goes across.
Yeah.
And the top of the banner just has this like sleeve that you slide a bar into, and it screws on. It's great. I mean, it's a great piece. But Chris's area he's like in this little nook in his condo.
I'm above my stairs. Like yeah.
I do think I'm going to get you a flag though, Chris, and put it up on that wall behind you.
In all seriousness, you know what I've been looking at is taking our maker's mark and getting like a wrought iron steel to hang up like a circle to behind. And I bought some LED lights to put up there, but I just haven't.
Hey, I'm just going to throw it out there. I know a metal guy, in case you're looking.
Yeah, there's a guy that runs in the chat too, Metal Relic.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. he knows a metal guy. I wonder if he's any good.
Yeah. I mean, I got a plasma cutter here.
Yeah, if you're interested in that, it is something I'd like to look at. I don't know how a hubcap sized, but of our maker mark.
Yeah, that'd be rad. Yeah.
Robin's in the house. Apex Carry, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming in. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
It'd be cool to do it out shipwreck, something like that would be pretty cool. How about that? If you did out of copper and you shipwrecked it, that would be
awesome.
That'd be
a really cool idea.
Had the backlining on it.
Ooh. Yeah.
The idea.
Yes, please. Hey, you work it up. Shoot me a price, and we'll get it up there
for sure. We'll talk about it.
So what else you got, Clayton? I know that's not the only thing near your table, buddy.
No. So the same person that ordered that big knife, she also wanted a little small neck knife. So this is out of the same material. You can't see this one yet. That's just got out the heat treat, so it's crusty, not rusty. But yeah, so I'm working on a pass around knife that has been in the works, trying to get it perfecto. But this is basically where we're at, and this is twisted Damascus, 11 layer twist Damascus. let's see if I can get that on there. But yeah, pretty much that's it.
Yeah.
And then I'm
nice.
gonna use
tiger striped.
I'm gonna put this Grip X on it. I really like this stuff. I've kind of been into it. It really does come out with grip. I don't know, but I think it's gonna look cool with some black micarta pins and a black lanyard hole in this.
Yeah,
I think
those colors look good.
And it's kind of me, you know. And also, this bar of steel was. So we were on YouTube, and we started our thing, and we were kind of, you know, very small. We had like 45 maybe subscribers, and I didn't know about lives. I didn't know about any of this world. I didn't know about the none of it. And Kathy was telling me about lives and how that people were eating chalk and all this weird stuff was going on lives on YouTube. And I was like, what? And like, of course, you know, like we started the channel. So I'm like curious. So I just click live, right, on your phone. The first thing that comes up on my live ever, first live I entered, Big Red EDC.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, wow, what's going on here? These are all knife fuel. They're all talking about knives. She's got knives. She's giving away knives. And it was wild. And I just was in there and I like started talking. My first chat was in there. And I was like, I'll make you a knife. Had no clue still what was happening on YouTube with, you know, the EDC community and just the community in general. And then I ended up making Twisted Damascus, and I sent a knife to Big Red EDC, and that was the other side of this steel. So to be a pass-around knife for YouTube, it has some sentimental value to it for me, for this to kind of go around, maybe get the name out there a little more and get people to actually put their hands on it. So kind of a big deal for me.
That's really cool. And, you know, I think those are, I mean, that is great looking. And that's the kind of Damascus I've wanted. I get stuff and it looks just like somebody painted it on, and it's terrible. Yeah. So yeah,
there's a lot of companies dropping laser etch crap out there now. It's not real Damascus. I mean, I hate to say it because I really respect the company of Concept, but Concept has done it a couple of times, and Civivi does it on their knives, though I'll give credit where credit's due. Civivi is a budget brand, and if you go up to they will put Damasteel together. So I mean, they do have good stuff within the underneath the umbrella, if you will, but still, just call it what it is. Stop calling it Damascus. It's not Damascus. There are not two different steels there that you are forging together. It's laser etched or whatever. It's just, it's not the same.
So I purchased this, and, you know, again, it's, it was supposed to be, and it might be real Damascus. It just doesn't look nice to me.
It looked like Damasteel to me.
Yeah. And, you know, and it was a
word train drop.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe it did say Damasteel. It was a Michael Walker design, and I like his stuff. And just, you know, for me, it was, I wanted a couple of his things, some of the older stuff. You know, he's got 30-some patents in the knife world, and you know, and just 30-some patents on locks alone. So I wanted some of his stuff, and I did want a Damasteel, and I wanted a nice Damascus, and I felt like I got a cheap Damascus. But you're probably right; it probably is Damasteel. It just isn't what I was thinking about when I was envisioning some of the other Damasteel that I'd seen.
Yeah, and if it's stainless. It's Damascus, or if it's, you know, the higher carbons, and like what I like is like and like I could put this, you know, in the ferric chloride and come out, and it would have the pattern in it, you know, it would look like that, and it would be darker and darker. I just am a fan of having that pop with the black contrast. I mean,
me too.
I just think that it's like, if you're buying a pretty knife, like, I think it should be dolled up and as pretty as it can be to the level I can do it, you know. But
so
it's good looking.
So Clayton, Sever 7 has, you know, no embarrassment about him and sitting there and dropping out this. So, you know, he wants that with Zirconium scales and everything. So I'm just saying that's going to be a pricey build. But if you're willing to do it, I'd love to see that knife, because chances are it's going to be pretty badass.
Yeah, I don't even know what Zirconium scales are.
Zirconium is like high-end titanium Damascus.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
So it's gorgeous. So Damascus, you know what Damascus is. So Zirconium is Zirc into that mix, if you will, and it's
zirconium.
But what's zirconium? Okay,
cool. Zirconium. So it's gorgeous. I've got a couple of clips on a couple of my knives that are zircotite, and it's just, I mean, it's stunning. It looks like Damascus, but it has some darker streaks in it and whatnot. And
yeah, that's wild.
I mean, it's beautiful, but that stuff's crazy expensive. I mean, I don't know if you saw Casey's new knife, or well, it's not new, it's his newer model of it, but his Zephyr, they came out with a black one with zircotite inlays on it.
Wow.
And it's not even the integral, and it's $568. It's a KB knife.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's just that stuff drives the price up crazy. I mean,
yeah. Damascus
really
for me, hand forging, you know, I'm not a big shop. I don't have big machines, and I'm going to take I take a lot more hammer time, and a lot. I got a press, you know, I built that, but it works. And so Damascus for me is expensive. You know, it's propane, it's steel, it's hard work, and it's costly. But that's why I do my stock removal as well. You know, that puts it at a price point where it's still handmade knife, and I think it's reasonable. It's still not cheap by any means. You know, you can go buy a freaking Remet for $30. You know what I mean? Like, how can I compete with that? Not at all. The only thing I'm selling is basically the hand. I'm hand making it, and I'm putting my heart and soul into it, and you're getting a knife by me.
Yeah, but good things ain't cheap, and cheap things ain't good. So I mean,
exactly.
But yours looks stunning.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
Absolutely. Hey, Robin, I know this website far too well. You know, so when we were making our prototypes, Riot was pricing us out. And the reason why we didn't go with Riot was because they did not use anything but Nichols Damascus for their zircotite and their Damascus. And that drove the price up to where it became unreasonable. I can't spend $80 my cost for pivot collars, because then I have to charge that down to you all, and that's just not right. So it's really hard to justify that cost. So I realize now that if I'm going to use something like Damascus in a design, Chris and I are probably not going to go with Riot, unless it's something really off the mark, like just totally outside the norm type of special build or something like that. Then yeah, you know, I mean, they're the #1 OEM for a reason, but my cost to you would mean that my knife is going to go up $50-$60 a knife for itty bitty little millimeter thick rings. That's hard pill to swallow for me. I can't do it to you all.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
There's so many things I want to do. There's so many things that I often do above and beyond what it's worth. Or what I'm selling it, not what it's worth, what I sell it at. You know, I take the time and kind of try to do it the best that I can. But man, it's a wild juggling match of trying to figure out, you know, how much is your art? Because at the at the end of the day, like essentially my Damascus, I find, is creative, functional art.
Yeah, absolutely, you know? Is. Thanks for coming in, William. Appreciate you stopping in for a little while, my friend. Go get some sleep. We'll talk tomorrow, man. Yeah, you're 100% right. It is. It's functional art, but at the same time, your time is worth something, and it has to be. So, you know, there's. I don't know if you heard the story, but there was a kid. He's on the West Coast. I won't say his name. I won't hang him out again. I already did it once, and I won't do it again to him. I think he's learned his lesson, but he posted a video on his channel calling out some of the bigger makers within our community. So Lefty was one of them. Casey of Tempest Knives was another one. And basically like, hey, you guys only order X amount of knives. They sell out so fast. It screws the rest of us. And, you know, you're just doing it to screw over the community and make a quick buck and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm trying to be patient here. And I've kind of got really upset at this kid. And so I sent him a message and I was like, dude, we need to talk. we need to talk because you need to make a correction. And he was like, okay. And so he called me that night and I got on the phone with him. And I explained to him the knife business from the time of inception of I have an idea, goes on paper, so on and so forth, all the way through CAD into prototyping, building, designing, placing orders, costs, all that stuff. At the end of it, he was so flabbergasted by what goes on through a design process that the next day he posted a video, and I won't say the word, but his video title was, "I'm sorry I effed up." And he went on for a half hour begging for forgiveness for all the people he blasted on his last video.
Well, that's respectable.
It is. And he called me out by name on that video, said specifically, Sam from Wyvern Kodiak reached out to me, set me straight. So the whole ordeal. But kids, I can't even say kids because there are plenty of people that don't realize it. And he's really not a kid. He's a man. I mean, he's a married man. So people don't understand what goes into this, goes into your business, goes into my business, the cost, the time, the effort, the things that are overlooked. How many belts do you burn through? Clayton,
endless.
Maybe one belt isn't that expensive, but when you start putting on how many belts you burn through, that adds up cost, right? So,
yeah. I mean, I'm staring at like probably 100 belts right now. Half of them are worn out, but I keep them because I'm like, I don't know when the next knife sale is going to be. Because every time I sell a knife, I very rarely do I pay my bills, and then very rarely do I buy myself anything. What I buy is equipment, belts, materials, steel, and that's life for me. Propane, it's things like that, and it costs me a lot of money to keep it going, and it costs me a lot of money to get all these machines that I have, So 100%. It's not that you're buying a knife from me and it's at this price point. You're buying a knife from me that's made with the $4,000 grinder, the $3,500 press I made that cost that much, and I made it by hand, and everything that I've accumulated in my knowledge, so it's
100%. You're entitled to make money. Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't do it for free. You can't just break even. It doesn't make sense then, right? You don't pay bills breaking even. Fred the Lug's in the house. Thanks for coming in, Fred. I did see your message that you can't stay for long, but we do appreciate you coming in and supporting us as always, my friend. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in person next week in Texas, my buddy. So, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Chris and I discussed it in our first knife. We're probably going to underprice slightly. And I think the reason why is because I believe that your first design that you're asking somebody to buy is a show me knife, right? It's prove to me that you know what you're doing, prove to me, the community, that you belong here, that you make a strong, solid, good, reliable tool here. And I think that's a reasonable thing. And so that's exactly what we're doing. But at the same time, I'm having a lot of fun with this because we've been so transparent with the first build to everybody. Exactly what we're doing, what steps we're doing, how it's done. I even shared the OEM guide that Best Tech gives that you pick out all your finishes. Like I showed everybody what that looks like what we had to go through to figure out, what handle finishes. And if you were ordering camo carbon or something, like they have 13 pages of camo carbon.
Oh, I know. And that's one I got to do the same thing, even though like I'm making this steel and, like I had to come up with the layer count and figure that out and do it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that's just one stage, but like, I build a knife, then I got to figure out what handles I want to put on. If someone doesn't select it, I want this to look good so someone buys it. It's got to be a beautiful piece at the same time. So they have to buy that. So I got to and then I'm buying bulk, not bulk. I would not say bulk because I'm buying it at cost. I'm not getting the bulk rates, but like I'm buying, 20 different handle materials at a time. That was 2 knives gone out the window. That just bought handle materials. So it's like when I do a drop, the first drop is, hard to do. And it's a struggle to get through it. But then that kind of pays for the next drop. And then that one is the one I actually make money off. So it's like almost like 2 drops of knives makes money to get 2 more, and then finally I'll make some money on one of them. You know,
what makes you think that, Sever? I mean, maybe she's just a big fan. Did you ever think of that?
Yeah, she's known me all my life. She used to beat me up.
But Sever makes a good point, and he had mentioned earlier, I had it up on the screen, but you know, going into, well, that's not the right one. There it is. Sorry, picked the wrong one. Right. Most people don't realize the custom makers usually don't even make minimum wage if you factor in the cost hours invested per knife type of thing, and that's 100% correct. I mean, at the end of the day, this business is not going to make any of us wealthy.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, unless your name is Tony Marfione, none of us are driving a Porsche. So.
Yeah.
Well,
and I got my ideas and I got my plans for the business in different aspects of ways that I'm going to grow this as not this. There's other things in the works, and there's a lot of things right here that I'm going to do to kind of progress this so that I can actually have something else that makes the money so that I can make the minimum wage on the things that I love to do. And that's the problem with it, is that I love doing this and I chose this. And, you know, I'm just fortunate enough at the time and where I'm at in my life right now currently that I can kind of handle not making a bunch of money. Because, I mean, I've been there. I've made good money before in my life. And, you know, this was a choice to do this. And I can go back to that job and that real job and do this part-time if I really wanted to. But it's like, man, I want to make 20 knives and drop those. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Clayton, what does your process look like? You draw things out, you get an idea, you draw it first and think through what that looks like on the from start to finish.
Yeah, so a lot of it's just kind of like ideas. I look online at knives, and obviously I have knives and I've done some knives, but I'll take those and then I'll kind of redraw it, like the Dauntless, you know, that I showed y'all earlier. This one was recreated, you know, like the original design kind of had a swooping handle that kind of came in here and then it swooped back. And I had issues with it in like a leather sheath. It wanted to slip out with the strap on it. It just slipped out. It didn't really hold it that well. And like, I have a motorcycle background, and I've always, you wear a knife on a motorcycle, when you lift your legs up, you sit. And then in my mind, I think about that. Like, you don't want your knife to slip out of your sheath. That's not any good. Say your legs are up in that position for a certain amount of time hitting bumps. So what I've done with this one is that I redrew it, and I kind of do this handle shape. One day I just kind of changed up my designs and I started doing this kind of handle shape. And now I've kind of like coined it. It's not my design. I'm sure there's people out there that do similar, but it's what I drew. I didn't like go look at someone's knife and trace it and like draw their knife. It's just kind of what I grew into doing it. You know, like I have my zip model, which is like a Tonto style, and it has the same style handle. So like I draw them all out, and some of them don't work. Some of them suck, you know, and then I just redraw it, or I just put it to the side and think about it for a while. And that's why this one's kind of popping back up, because I was like, man, I really like that knife. It did sell. I personally didn't like how the handle was. So, yeah. And I hand draw everything, you know, I'm not good at computer stuff. So I wish I could use the programs and stuff, and kind of folding knives are coming soon, though. You know.
Neil's in the house. What's up, Neil McKenzie? On the Edge EDC's in the house as well. What's up, friend? Appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. As always, thank you for supporting the channel. So, yeah, I'm not, well, I can't say I'm not good with computer stuff. That's not accurate.
Yeah, I was like, what?
As far as network engineers go, I know nothing about computers.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Where I really should have started with is, I'm really not good with figuring. I can't figure out CAD so far. I have tried several times, and I think really what I have to do is stop trying to create a knife in CAD and start trying to create something else to learn how to manipulate CAD around and then apply it to something else.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I need to start focusing on, instead of trying to make a knife in CAD. So for me, I draw everything out with architecture tools.
Oh, really?
Love that. Yeah. Cool. So I have, you know, tons and tons of pattern tools and French curves and all kinds of stuff. And
I got my drawer with French curves and all the same things.
Yeah. I draw all that stuff out pretty much to scale. And then once I get it to that point where I have everything, I have a whole sheet of everything. I know how thick the knife is supposed to be, how thin behind the edge it's supposed to be, the steel it's going to be. I know what kind of grind it's going to be. Chris and I sit down and we talk about every little aspect of the knife from top to bottom. We make this whole list out, and then I send it off to Mark Perez of New Breed EDC. You may know him as Loot. Yeah. And Loot does CAD for a lot of people. Devo, for Casey. He does them for himself. I mean, he's got a dozen plus knives out there in collaboration, plus a couple OEMs himself. And he does our CAD design. Pay him for it, of course. And then we have these files. So I have the step file, which is the CAD file. And then he does all these renderings for us. So I know what it's going to kind of look like.
Yeah.
And then we send it off to either get collaborations or to OEM makers or whatever, so that we can start pricing out what our builds are going to be. So I have several of them going right now. And I just sent Loot another one last night because we've got a really special one that we're working on right now, which is really, really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm horrible. Go ahead.
I see Dylan Mallory in the house. There's another awesome knife maker, by the way.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen some of his most recent stuff, I mean, he's working on some like kitchen blades and stuff like that recently, learning how to like grind and do his own stuff there. Like he's getting into the real maker stuff instead of just the design stuff. That's really cool. So, I mean, he's taking that progression step. That's cool.
Well, since you mentioned kitchen knives, would you like to see
Metal Relic Arts in the house?
That's a segue. That's a segue. Nice.
There you go. I knew that was coming, Clayton. I was just teeing it up for you, brother. Show us.
This one.
Nice.
This was my first Damascus with my press. It's a 147 Lair, and it's got a wall handle. In my opinion, to be honest, it's a little fatter, but some people like fatter handles. Some people like it's a mixed crowd. But it says 147 layers. And it's got a brain coral bolster, brass, and then just stepped black ebony handle with brass segments. So I made that one. Like I said, that was the first Damascus with the press.
Man, that is gorgeous, by the way. Terry, what's up, my friend?
So this was one of my designs. I have drawn this up a few times, and I really wanted to have the Japanese style bunka, but with this modern style of a handle.
I love it.
So it's very like kind of triangular geometric kind of shape. And with all these hard lines, I was really adamant about keeping this lines and these and having like, but I thought I was like, man, it might not be comfortable. But honestly, it's so like the finger just fits in there, and I softened it, so it's not too hard. But this one's got a Hamon line on it, and this is probably it's one of my best Hamones that I've had come out. It's I don't know if y'all know about Hamon lines. They are biggest pain in the butt to get, but yeah, this one was one of the designs that I'm really like stoked about, and I've got I think like 3 more that I got, like a Petty, and I got a Nikiri. Nikiri with the same kind of style, and I called it my 3-Eye Atlas collection.
That's cool.
What is your warranty look like? So when I put them in the dishwasher,
TC blades, what's up? You're such an ass.
Yeah, null. give you the brake light warranty. Yeah, that is the thing, man. It's so hard to. Every knife. So we make our own wax in house too. So we got.
I was going to ask about that.
Every knife that we sell goes out with some wax and stickers and instructions. And I send them out even with the stainless steel knives, because if y'all know certain stainless, the reason why it's hard, it's got carbon in it, and it will rust. It won't rust, but it will surface if you don't properly take care of it. So it's kind of a good thing, and like people put their knives in the dishwasher. I've had some people like get some high carbon knives and leave them out in the rain for 7 days in the middle of summer, and then hit me up like, hey, this knife is rusting. I was like,
you sold me garbage.
I told you that it was like high carbon steel knife and what steel it was, and I gave you all the properties to take care of it yourself, and you didn't. I don't know.
How do you do your wax? I don't want the secret sauce, but I did see that on the website, and I was curious about it.
I couldn't tell you. That's Kathy's secret.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she used to make like tinctures and balms and things for a while before the knives. But it was just something she did. She's always been doing something, but she used to do that. So I don't know. She was a beekeeper. She had her bees, and she used to use her own beeswax to make that stuff, like lip balm and stuff. So
that's awesome.
She just has the formula that she does. It's not scented, but
clearly food prep safe, and all those things. So
yeah,
with what you sell. Yeah.
It doesn't say on there not to eat it or not food safe, which maybe we should, but we're not selling. I mean, I guess we are, but no one's ordered it. But whatever. I mean, we get yelled at. We ask for forgiveness, kind of thing, I guess. But I don't know. I guess
that's it. Is there's a lot of stuff that's out there, and for an EDC knife, I mean, I see a lot of guys in the EDC community using their knives for kitchen prep, or they use that as one of the things they talk about. And I've never once used any of my folders as for kitchen prep. I've got kitchen knives for that. But I think there's a lot of stuff out there for guys to wax up their blades that isn't kitchen safe. So
yeah, this is 100% safe. Like I could eat it. It's not going to harm me. It doesn't have any chemicals in it. It is all, see, Kathy, it's food safe.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, it's food safe. It's that, and because we made it for the kitchen knives, like mainly was our first reason for making it. Because
that's all on you, Dylan. If you want to eat something that's not safe for you, go ahead and do that, buddy.
Yeah, spray it down with Balisol, and then then go cut your steak.
Good for you. It's good for you.
I stand behind it. I just ate a little bit, guys. There you go. You can eat it.
If you make it through the rest of the night, we know it's safe. It's good.
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. We'll let you know. But no, it's all organic materials, so it's not any harmful material in our wax. It is meant to be food safe. Kathy uses it on her kitchen knife daily. I made her a chef knife, and she uses it every day, and I've only sharpened it once. So
yeah, Rolf said send him some. He'll eat it live.
All right, Rolf, we'll get it. That would be funny.
I think you should just mess with him as he's doing this to his mouth. You should just be like, "Wait, that's turpentine."
Wait a minute, that was shrimps. Shrimps, my dog.
How's your Pooch doing, man? I know he's been kind of down lately.
Yeah, we had some issues last Saturday, and that's another thing. Like life, man. I'm trying to make knives. I got orders, and then I get slapped in the face Friday night, and then Saturday morning, Shrimp can't barely walk. It was Friday actually, so like it's 2 days off. And I got to sit and lay in bed with him to make sure he doesn't walk because he had some back issues. But took him to the vet, and they gave him meds, and he's been getting better. He's not 100%, but he's moving around pretty good now. So
Clint, leave it to Clint to come in here and drop something nice like that.
Give him for the give him That's funny.
So Clint works with me, and he's obviously a friend as well, and that is a very Clint thing to say for sure.
Yeah.
So if he eats the poison fish, that means you have to feed him for the rest of his life. Is that?
He'll die.
I think what they're saying is your last meal is what poisoned you. So
oh, got it. Yeah. Now it makes sense. It took me a second.
That's funny.
So earlier you'd said folding knives are coming. What are some of your ideas with folders?
All right.
Yeah. I really don't know yet. It's like I'm very much the guy that's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then it works in my head, and I'll configure, and I process things weird. I think I was talking about a day in my life. Like I got a lot of things going on in this head of mine, and I'll kind of just process it for a while, and then one day I'll be like, okay, let's do it, and then I'll probably, because I know I'm gonna hyper focus on it, and then it's gonna be I have to get this done.
Yeah,
and it has to be right. So I'm probably gonna blow through some materials. I'm probably gonna ruin some titanium, and I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah, it's coming this year. I said this year. Last year I said I would do it this year. So I'm going to do it this year.
What do you value in your folders? What do you look for when you purchase one?
See, dude, I'm telling you, man, like this knife community thing, like I've been getting all these knives lately because you've been being generous and like sending me gifts, and like my brain has been open to folding knives, and now I'm like on Blade Binge late night looking at knives, and I'm like, oh god.
Kathy outed you, man.
You have made one already. I have made a folding knife. Yes, I made a slip joint folding knife. It was my first one, and it worked. I tried 3 other times, and it didn't. But I did it out of like it was just $10.95 because I was just trying. I'm not going to use knife steels, when learning. But I made it, and then I just used brass pins and basically this brass pivot going through a slip joint with some water buffalo handle scales. Like there's no washers, there's nothing in it. But it actually has really great lock, great pull, and good snap. Will
brass pivots hold up for very long? I have no idea. I don't know
either. I know brass is used in a lot of machining parts as like the pivots in like certain things. Like I'm just going to go off with the motorcycle community because I know that like if you got a Springer front end, the inner bushings are brass and the axle goes through that hardened steel axle, and that rides on that for a long time, and like it's pretty strong.
So it should hold up to opening my Amazon package. Got it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think you're going to go in the woods and skin a deer and then chop a tree down and do all that stuff with it. But
build my campfire. Yeah.
Hey, if you talk about warranties, I'll warranty it for that because you might not come back out of it alive.
Yeah.
So when you made your first folder, did you have any issues figuring out like the pivot point of the knife? Like for me, that was my biggest challenge initially, was I could not figure it out. And out of all the people in the world to show mercy on my soul, okay, the last person I ever thought was going to teach me how to do it taught me the easiest trick in the world to do. And it's Ray Laconico taught me how to do it.
I don't know what that is, but
like he's a super uber famous pocket knife
folder guy.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and like he's somewhat of a legend in the industry at this point, and part Monterey Bay Knives is so a bunch of the designs that come out of there is one from Ray Laconico, and I mean, funny enough, I never really thought about it, but here I'll show you exactly what he told me to do. He told me to get a piece of cardboard, get a push pin, pop it in there, and then turn it around like you did like when you were a kid learning how to make read a clock.
Yeah.
And when you get it to fit, like where your pivot point is, or that you have to adjust your handle or whatever. Here I am. I'm like drawing it. I'm cutting it all out. Like I'm making the hardest job in the world. And he was like, stop.
Yeah, I did that first. And I did try it. And I was like, and then I drilled the hole. I already had the pivot hole in the knife, and I had my my locking mechanism, right? And I was like, dude, what's going on? And I couldn't get it to work. And finally I was like, dude, I'll just drill a hole in this piece of wood. So I just got a piece of wood and I drilled the hole and put my pins in it. And then I was able to kind of move the pins and then put the lock over the knife and kind of scribe and then file it to where it set in there the right way, and everything worked. And then I was, okay, now I can drill the holes into a handle and it'll all work out. So that was kind of how I learned. It was definitely a struggle bus.
When you're doing your grinding, do you build jigs to keep everything in line, or you can freehand it and keep it going?
I freehand. Yeah. Wow. I tried that and I just never got great results with a grinding jig. For some reason, and I'm not a fan of adjusting, and I'm also a fan of speed. So a free grinding, like when I do like a drop like this, I'm able to grind both sides with whether it be thick knife 36, 60 is usually on like a thinner knife. I'll start with a 60 grit, but I can do all my 60s to like almost to where I want it to be. And then I can run the 120, 220, 400, and then get it to handstand. So in that process, I'm able to do several knives, take the belt off once through all those knives, which makes the production faster, which is all in the end what we've been talking about, trying to make money off of this business. You know, finding every fast way to do it.
So,
you know, that's the thing.
Before we go, sorry, Chris, I just wanted to call out Ramses. You are like mod numero uno, dude. By the way, like, thank you, dude. Seriously, like you are on top of it. If you go through here, I mean, here's another one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's just all over the place in here. Here's another one. I mean, just dropping everybody's links, taking care of everybody, making sure that everybody's information's out there and shared. Dude, you are the best. And I just wanted to say thank you, because you do it every single live for way more than just our channel. And you're always amazing about it. So thank you, brother. I seriously do appreciate you. And you do a phenomenal job, man.
And I will say thank you to Ramsey too. He did the same thing. I actually noticed him in your channel, and he was dropping my links. And then I started noticing other channels. He started dropping. I was like, whoa! I was like, this guy's on it. And then he came on one of my lives, and I was like, you need to be a moderator, because you are the link master. Like, you got everyone's link, and you are so good at it. Like, you got to be a mod on my channel. So I did, like,
man.
right on the spot.
There are a bunch of really good mods in our world, right? I mean, for sure. I know, and they'll come in and out. I know Todd Cars got Knives all the time, and I mean, that's a big channel. So I mean, that's a lot of work to mod his channel. But I mean, just a lot of people doing that kind of stuff is really cool, and I appreciate it. If you haven't noticed, so I mod everybody that comes in here, as long as I know them and as long as other people know them, I mod them. And the reason why I do that is because the room will police itself. If you give everybody mod status and you get a troll, that troll won't last. It's going against the police squad in there. So I just figure it makes this smooth way easier, and that's why I do it. So Lakeside, what's up, brother?
I hear it when you get monetized, you have to drop your mod count. I think Barbie just had to deal with that on her channel. She
really
had to, like, drop out some, because you can't have a certain amount of something. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I got to look into that, because Manufacturing is mods everybody. And
that's true, because I got kicked out of there. I was like, why did I get kicked out? And then I was like, went back in the next day. They're like, oh yeah, we're just messing with you. You got to go through the ringer first. And then they gave me those guys will always put you through the ringer. That's hilarious. Yeah, it was like my hazing coming in. I said something, they're like, bye. I was like, what?
Last night I was so exhausted, but Javon Knifeflix was live last night pretty late, and he was like, anybody want to come on live? And I was like, I'm too tired to do it. I'm not going to do it tonight.
I always do it. I'm like, wait.
I do wish I can get on one night with him, though. That he has a fun channel.
Who is it?
Javon's
yeah. He's got a really cool vibe in that channel. It's really chill.
Yeah.
He's got a good radio voice.
They always have a really cool discussion about true knife making. I think this fits you a lot, right? I mean, obviously he's got a store, but you know, Shane makes stuff, and he's got a bunch of people. Last night Sharif Manganis was on there. So I mean, he brings good guests on there. I think it would be a lot of fun to be on there and talk with some of these people and really just kind of get into the heads with some of these folks. It'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be cool for sure.
What's his slogan? Debate, don't hate. So it's probably where the good vibe comes from.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember going in there. I think it was like one of the first time I went in that channel. I was like, man, I really dig the vibes in here. Like, it was like late at night. It's very calming. His voice is real soft. He's just kind of talking like this and just say, I was like, yeah, all right. I love this though. Like, I watch you. Like, I make knives all day, and then I go inside and I watch knife making to go to sleep. It puts me to bed. It's the weirdest. Doesn't make sense.
You know, I mean, I can see that. I mean, it used to be Matthew McConaughey's voice, but now, now we listen to Javon's Knifeflix and say, all right.
There you go. Yeah, man.
It's a knife. It's a knife. It's a knife.
But yeah, so I mean,
Neil's been on there a couple times. Right on. That's cool.
I would love to go on there. Yeah, he's cool, dude. I don't really know much about him, but You know, I mean,
he's in my pass around group, right?
He's
so
in Arizona.
Him in there.
Oh, yeah. Out of Arizona, is that right?
He must be
he's
somewhere.
He's out west. He could be.
Yeah, I think it's Arizona.
The time change is definitely different for me. It's always like really late at night, I feel like. But yeah, to tell you a little bit about what my idea is, this is the knife that I want to make a folding knife.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm basically going off of. This one is like, when I finally, I had another model of this one. Like the first Lemmy was not there yet. It was a little bigger. I wasn't really happy with certain things about it. And then I got that, you know, I just like small knives. I'm a small knife guy when it comes down to it. They're just compact. So this will probably be like one of the first, you know,
give me good lock bar access, jimping, and a CD tent, and I probably don't even care if it cuts. You don't even have to grind it or even heat treat it for that matter. Just make it beautiful and fidgety.
Yeah, I mean, I got some ideas with the Damascus, you know, and I think like that's where I'm gonna probably try to shine in the Damascus and folding. Is like I got some concepts in my brain that I want to do that I think would really have this flow of Damascus and, you know, meets folding and different, you know, with a high carbon steel knife, not stainless steel, you know. So, you know,
Sam and I are both biased to snappy knives, right? Like we want on a folder, we want there to be a pop, you know, we don't want a mushy detent or a soft lockup, you know. There's something about, you know, a passive knife that just doesn't attract either of us. But that might be one of the things that as you're going through and you're considering, because as beautiful as your Damascus is, I think that if you had a couple of these other things that are nice to have, so again, good lock bar access, you know, if your ergos lock you in where you don't need jimping, fine. But I'm biased to jimping because, you know, I don't cut heavy, but I do like texture. So
yeah, for sure. I love the jimpings. It's a pain in the butt, but I like it.
Yeah.
It looks cool to me and it's functional.
So have you seen Burkle's Cerakote's knives?
I actually was talking to Burkle's last night, I believe, or the night before. It was kind of all mesh together. But yeah, we've been in contact and talking on Instagram. Yeah, I saw some of his stuff. It's pretty wild.
So Brad sent me 2 knives to review so far, and both while they were in prototype, he sent them to me while he was taking pre-orders and stuff like that. And I give him all the credit in the world. I called him up both times and I said, I'm going to voice some concerns because I have to review this knife, or I can send it back to you not reviewing it. But one thing I'm not going to do is not tell the truth.
Yeah.
I owe that to the community to make sure that they are fully aware when I'm doing a review of everything that I'm seeing. And he said, sure. So we got on a call and I said, look, these are a couple of things I'm noticing. I'm like, just point out like, hey, your flipper, your rear flipper, it's below your pivot. You have no fulcrum. So if I don't move it all the way to the end of that and do a quick light switch, I can't get the knife to deploy in full. And he's like, okay. I'm like, in the future, get it up higher and it will solve your problem because you'll have more of a swing. And he's like, oh, okay. And like, just he's taking all these notes, but then the next knife that comes out, he's applied everything that people are actually telling him. Sure. And so it's like, I'm super happy to see him progressing each step and taking those steps and actually listening to those folks that are telling him these things, because I'm not telling him to beat him up about his knife because I still think he's doing beautiful work. And certainly more than I know how to do. Yeah, you asked for feedback. I'm giving it to you, but I also want to make sure it's like, hey, do you want me to tell people about this, or do you want me to give this back to you because I don't want to damage your reputation anyway? Yeah. And so he's like, no, I want you to tell them, but make sure that you let them know that I'm fixing it. And I'm okay,
for sure.
So it's really, really cool.
No, I mean, I ask, and you know, sometimes it's like you don't want to hear it, but you have to. And, I've asked, a few people, like I sent out my first, I did 2 and 2 of the Lemmy and the Caius, which the Caius is, I don't know if I even showed y'all yet, is this one. It's like a Warncliffe style.
I love it.
And then this one's the Lemmy. So like I just had designed these up. Now they're coming into real life. And so I did a run of 2 each to see how people reacted and what they liked. And, I was listening to B's Blades, and he was talking about jimping all the way down the spine. He loves jimping all the way down the spine. I'm like, well, curious. Okay, let's try to do jimping all the way down the spine. To my avail, it was really difficult. I think that was the right wording, but it was a pain in my butt. And like, even on this one, it's hard to get with a 1/2-inch file from here to here and have every tooth line up. You just posted Kelly, like I made her a knife and I said, be honest with me, please. I need to hear. I need to be honest. I asked Robin bought one. I asked him to be honest. And, they both told me the same thing and I already knew it. And it was the jimping, like get it better lined up and just get better at it. And, moving on, I've done different things on these next few, where it's like jimping's pimping.
Can you cut it with a grinding wheel at all?
I don't like that look. I don't know for these smaller knives, like on my Motleys, on these, I do some bigger jimping on this, and I use my diamond wheel on my a diamond wheel and a file on my Dremel, and I like the curvy ones on those because it's a bigger knife.
Yeah,
and it's more of an aggressive blade.
It's like scalloped.
What's that?
Is it like scalloped on your versus like a wavier jimping? Is that what you're talking about? Where
it's just not like a point. It's more of a flat going into a round. You know what I mean? Yep. Yeah. So it's more like I don't know. Maybe everyone else doesn't really understand what I'm saying, so I just drew a little rough drawing, but kind of like that right there.
Yeah.
Where you got flat. And then like on those knives, I like to knock it in a little bit. So you have kind of almost like a pyramid with the top chopped off of it kind of look. Kind of a good look. So I don't know. It's like figuring out the jimping, and I was doing those jimpings, like it's just all kind of new jimps, but I'm listening. Basically is what I'm getting at with where I was going with that. Is just listening to the community, listening to what people like, and then trying to enforce that on myself to do. It's sometimes hard, but we're doing it. You got to get the criticism, basically, is what I was trying to get at. To move forward.
Absolutely. Next week when I head to Texas, it'll be the first time that I put our blades into other people's hands. Chris is part of I think it's a church group, and he's put his prototypes in some folks' hands, but most of them aren't big knife enthusiasts, certainly not content creators for knife making and stuff like that. So putting my knife in a Jared Neves' hands, or a everyday city carry, or one of these guys that has 50,000 followers, or heck, even a Fred the Lug, who's a big, knife collector, right? These people are going to be able to pick this apart and really give us feedback that's going to be...
It's scary, but good.
Very different. Very different than the group that I had pick them up and say how it felt in their hand. I mean, they'd probably just, they'd take this and try to go make a peanut butter sandwich with it. So,
What up, Miguel? What's up, my dude? We got Miguel EDC up in the house. What's up, my friend? Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us for a little bit, Miguel.
What's up, Miguel? Y'all had him on a couple weeks ago, correct?
Yeah,
we did. We had a lot of fun. Chris and I kept them up way too late, and
y'all were on for a while.
Last week was ridiculous though, because Lefty will go as long as you keep going. I mean, we went 4 hours and 5 minutes or something like that with Lefty, and finally I was like, "All right, man, we're down to 15 people in the chat. We got to go."
We're not doing that tonight.
There's 15 people in the chat, and 3 of them are us.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I did. Your good point. I didn't even think of that.
Sometimes I go live. Like, I mean, it's like my Friday live is very very much one of those lives where I'll start at 11, and then next thing I know, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've done a full day's work almost, you know, live. But it's like when I'm forging, people and it's full the whole time. So I'm like, I'm not going to end it. And it's cool that not be like Kathy goes in and has to go get her kids and stuff. So like, it's cool to be not alone, you know, while you're working. It kind of makes the day go by faster. And like those 4 hours go by pretty quick, or 5 6 hours. I mean, I've done a 7.5 hour live, I think. My longest.
Plus, if you're trying to monetize, your watch hours are important. If you have people watching, you don't want to end. Like that's value to your channel as well.
I think I'm like 700 away from the 3,000 mark.
Yeah, I'm oh gosh, 1,300 or something. We don't have that many watch hours.
Yeah, we had 300 like 2 months ago. So, and all of a sudden it just like, we talked about it a couple times, and I made a playlist, and that was kind of when everything changed, when I made that big playlist with all those long lives. And I think that kind of helps to it. And the lives take a few days to show up.
Really?
Yeah.
In your data?
In the data, yeah, in the watch hours.
In the data.
Like,
okay, I'm sorry.
3 or 4 days, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, boom. It'll take like a 100-hour jump.
Yeah, no, they do take a couple days to do, but I've changed a lot of how our content is running now, because one is obviously us doing lives has taken our channel and boosted it significantly. And I think it probably has done the same for yours too, right?
For sure.
Because you have interaction with the community. You're not just some pre-recorded voice or something.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
But in addition to that, it's, for a while it was, I'm going to drop, a short here and a short there. And there was no consistency or anything like that. And it, being in the pass around group, talking to a lot of people, it became very apparent that you have to be much more consistent in order to start gaining viewership and stuff like that. So I've been trying to make sure that I do at least one long view Monday through Friday, trying to do a short every single day, if not more than one short every single day. We do our lives once a week. It's been a little crazy for me at work lately, but I've told the team before that I may just do an impromptu live, like randomly just decide, heck, I've got nothing to do. Why not go live today? And, Blade Show is going to be fun. I'm going to do a bunch of that. I got a really cool stand here that has AI built into it. So it has an eye, you connect it to your phone, and then it's a tripod. It sits there, and like once you click the button, it'll follow you. So if I'm like at a booth, it'll walk me back and forth at the booth. It's pretty cool.
Really? Wow, that's cool. I need one of those for the shop when I'm moving around, because I'm like constantly.
You should. They're really, really cool. But it has like facial recognition. So that's how it's following you around.
Yeah.
And you can gesture it. So if you want it to follow you, you do this. If you want it to stop, you do this. So it has gesture recognition, so that you know what it's doing when you're wandering around. So it is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to using some interesting tools and see how I can add them into our channel and make them useful.
Yeah, I have one of those gimbals from DJI. And it has hand gesturing, but I can't hook it up to like my live stream, I don't think. Maybe I can, but I'm not techie, so I don't know. But I have one of those, and it does follow you around. And it has like certain hand gestures. You can do like a fist, I think, and something like this, and like follow you or stop following you or something. But it's limited.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff that I've learned and the stuff that I've applied, like Miguel has said several times, like he showed me, like, hey man, like your thumbnails are a big deal. Like make sure that you get your thumbnails better, right? So I've cleaned up my thumbnails. I mean, you saw what we put on for this today, right? Like with the forge and a cave and all that kind of stuff. Like I think it's just a cool background, like just adding new wrinkle to the mix, whatever works to get a little bit more of attention and stuff like that. And little by little, the channel's growing, man.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. I mean, I think you're the same as us. Like we're just kind of figuring it out. And like, the first ones, we've got a buddy that's a designer of graphic designer stuff. So he's done a couple thumbnails for us, just thumbs that I use for my live. But the is it the DJI Osmo Pocket 3? Man, I don't really know. I think it's somewhere around here. I think it's the older version of the. Yeah, no, I thought it was in that bag, but it's not in there. I don't know, but yeah, maybe I could reach out to you, Miguel, and talk about it. I don't really know. But yeah, I noticed like Miguel's like his thumbnails are really good. They're consistent. And they kind of get to the point and tell you what's going on. Where like I talked to someone about my thumbnails today, where I'm doing, because I'm the worst knife reviewer guy. That kind of coined that term because I don't know much about knives. So I'm gonna do knife review, and it's gonna be pretty horrible. You know, it's not gonna be the
cuts.
best.
It fits in my hand.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, and I think it's just kind of the reason I'm doing it. I'm a knife maker. I'm not really the guy that's going to be doing mini reviews, but it does add content, and it is fun for me to do. I mean, I'm playing guitar in the beginning of it, the intro and stuff. It's just kind of silly, and I kind of just dubbed myself the worst knife reviewer guy because like it helps me learn a lot about knives because now I'm pulling up specs. And like I said, I don't know a lot about folding knives, and all it's doing is setting me up for like when I do start making them, then I have some knowledge for that. You know, but I use the same thumbnail for every one, and someone was like, maybe you should change that up, and I was like, huh, and they told me why and stuff. So
yeah,
show Miguel the teardrop Damascus that you just pulled out
Miguel,
tonight.
you gotta see this thing. Check this thing out. It is off the chain, dope. I mean, look at that.
This
thing.
is a test etch. This is not finished blade. It's just a test etch to kind of get the look, and for tonight, I just wanted to kind of show it.
That's sweet.
So my first raindrop Damascus. Yeah, so raindrop Damascus, pretty interesting. It's gonna have a baby knife to go with it.
Miguel says something interesting here as well, right? The thing I love most is that all people who review knives bring their own unique perspective into the equation, right?
Yeah.
So I agree with what he's saying, but at the same time, I find that the ones that are most successful have some level of a structure to it. And what I've noticed is when I'm flying by the seat of my pants in the beginning, it was very disjointed. And I said things like a lot because I had to think and I couldn't come up with what I was trying to say, what I was trying to formulate my thoughts on the fly. So Chris actually was talking to Sever 7, Derek, and Derek kind of gave him, this is my format here of what I do. And so I took that and kind of, what do I want to do? And so I always start off with, you know, I'm going to talk about the outside, right? I call it the walk around, right? It's the closed position here. It's look around on the knife. I'll go through the simple things, you know, titanium scales. It's got titanium backspacer, milled pocket clip, etc., so on and so forth. And then you're opening it up. You're talking about the blade. And then you're talking about the ergos. I go through the sizes. Then I talk about the action, things like that. I mean, I have a structure that I follow each and every time. It's a format that as I'm going through it, I know I'm covering the bases of what I want my audience to know about the blades that I'm talking about. And I think that helps me to stay focused in what I'm doing. Chris, on the other hand, he doesn't necessarily review knives as much as he comes up with content that is more about the deep thinking, right? So he talks about one of the first videos he did, which happens to be one of our most successful videos, was called Mechanical Soul. And it really talks about that connection you get with a knife as to what attracts you to it and why it's, you know, it really fits you, right? It's that deeper connection to it. And it really starts to be thought provoking and stuff like that. He's a deeper thinker when it comes to that kind of stuff. He's a soul searcher, if you will. And I'm like, here, this is the knife. It's sharp, cut, stabby, pokey, nice. It flicks. I like.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm just a goofy character in general. I'm just kind of always just joking, cutting up, and just kind of, I mean, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm depressed and being sad faced. You know, it happens, but you know,
we do too, Kathy.
So like, I mean,
brown sugar.
My whole content thing was not really to be a knife reviewer, but then seeing it, it was like, I kind of want to do a knife review because I'm getting all these knives now. So, I mean, yeah, maybe they're not, you know, $2,000 or $1,500 folding knives, you know, but they are budget knives and I like them. And, you know, it's content at the end of the day, but it's fun for me to learn about different steels and what they do. And I mean, literally, there's one guy, Dana, he's always like, you are the worst knife reviewer in the world, but it also makes you the best knife reviewer in the world, because I'm like, you know, like my thing is like, it's like because I suck at flicking, like what I can't flick a knife to save my life. I'm just horrible at it. Like maybe every now and then I get it right. So like, yeah. So it's like I say, if I flick it in the video, I'm like, say, if I can flick it, you can flick it. You know what I mean? It's like it happens.
Well, you know, and I think if you have a shtick, if you will. And I'm going to call it that only because of the fact that I think if you're embracing that idea, I think that's a good kind of path to go down, because it's almost entertaining in its own right.
Yeah, it is a shtick. You're 100% right. I mean, today on Let's Make a Knife, that's another one that I coined. Like, every video is usually today on Let's Make a Knife. You know what I mean? And it's all started because I combed my hair over one day and I kind of looked like Norm Abrams with the glasses I had on. And he always said, today on the Yankee Workshop. You know,
but you don't have to review $1,000 or $1,500 knives, right? I think, and Miguel will attest to this. You know, he does knife reviews all the time, and I've seen knives on his channel that are sub $50 knives. The other day, and it happens to be, I'm over 1,000, well over 1,000 views on the video. I reviewed a $50 budget knife I picked up at Blade Show last year on a whim. It's an SRM Mirage, and it's an outstanding knife. I absolutely love the knife. And I was like, you know what? I'm constantly putting out these premium videos, right? I'm constantly showing people videos of $300 and $400 knives. Let's show people who don't want $300 and $400 knives something too. And so I thought it would be a good idea. You know what? It took off. So it doesn't have to be expensive knives. People just want to see knives.
Right? Yeah. Like I think my biggest short is I think it hit like, I think it's almost 36,000 views now. Woo! And it's literally just, I was in like the Palmetto Armory. I don't know if y'all have those, or it's just a gun store, knife store. Like
we're
whatever.
Familiar.
And I'm just in there, and like I used to have a buck 10 auto, and it's one of my favorite knives. So now it's currently my grail knife because I don't have the extra $200 or $250 to spend on it. So I'm calling it my grail knife. But I'm like, guys, this is my grail knife. And I popped it open. I was like, huh. And then I tried to close it, and I'm like, yeah, blah, blah. And it said some dumb stuff, and it was just off the cuff. And then it was ended. It very short, and it just went. And just,
you know, your connection reminds me very much of the Advanced Knife Bro. If you've not seen any of his content, you ought to go check it out, because he doesn't do much of it any longer, but he's hysterical. And it's his own, he's just himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's me. And like, I've kind of always been the same, and I'm just goofy. And it makes me happy, and it keeps me smiling while I'm doing things. And even when it's not the best, I'm still trying to see the best in what's going on around me, you know? So
yeah,
keep it light.
Zach Kennard in the house. What's up, Zach? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Appreciate you. And just to update real quick, as we've had a whole bunch of people cycle through here, so I want to just kind of give a quick update. Do me a favor, smash that like button. And if you aren't subscribed to Burning Stables Forge, if you're not subscribed to the Wyvern Kodiak channel, make sure that you are jumping in there and subscribing to our channels. Check out some of our content. Clayton here does some absolutely gorgeous stuff. He's been showing us some really cool stuff. He has some amazing knives that he does make live on these channels, right? I mean, he does live shows making stuff. So it's really cool to see a craftsman in his shop doing work live. It's always a treat to see those things. So make sure that you are subscribing to the channels and supporting these folks, because we bring them on here for a good reason. And then at the same time, I'm going to drop a shameless plug. We did launch the Wyvern Kodiak website, wyvernkodiak.com. Make sure that you go over there, check it out. We've got a couple shirts up there for for sale as well. So if you want to support the channel, buy a Wyvern Kodiak shirt. They're really cool. I'm wearing one of them now. I've got this on the front, and we've got our Maker's logo on the back. So it comes in black and it comes in gray. Support the channel. We appreciate you all, and thank you for coming in here.
You know, Clayton, I've got a question. You, as a metal worker, do you
he
find...
always has a question, Clayton. That's how he starts it. Just be aware. Be on the balls of your toes right now, because it's never safe on this, because I have a question.
I'm an extremely curious person. Because it sounds like, you know, the steel is your thing. Does that make the finishing out, like the handle work, any less? Is it more difficult for you? And is it any less satisfying to do that? Is it the forming the steel and getting exactly what you want there, the highlight, or the whole thing being finished? How does that work?
Well, yeah, it's got waves, you know. The steel for me, as it's new, you know. I come from a carpentry background. I've done carpentry since I was 18. So woodworking to me, and that it kind of leads into handles for me. So a wooden handle, I've gotten resin down to where I know the different resins by smell now, and I can I know what I'm getting to, whether it's going to be soft or harder, you know, or whatever. So I kind of got it down to that. So handles, and I'm not doing a lot of facets. Sometimes I'll do some faceting and different things, but I do like, you know, in my like choil area, I get in there, and I've been taking this actually a little bit different and bringing it back a little further. So like on my smaller knives, you got a pinch grip in there, so that you can actually pinch it. But like, you know, like getting this and getting that contour and shape and everything, like this for me, I can do pretty quickly. Like getting lost, but yeah, I can do the handles kind of quickly. But the things that I don't like, there's just few. Like I hate hand sanding. Like I hate getting that finish and hand sanding to that level. There's some schmutz on that, not on the blade, but yeah, you know, getting that satin straight, all the sanding lines pretty straight and stuff. Like it's just a crap. So that takes me back to the grinder, and then getting to a better finish at 400 grit and having all those scratches be gone at 400. So when I get to hand sanding, it makes it easier. So I don't have to have the hard, crappy time longer. Yeah. So my latest hate and not really love of doing is jimping. It's it's taken over hand sanding, which hand sanding was the worst thing I didn't like to do. You know, I hate doing the hand sanding. But now I think it's jimping because it hurts my hands. It's like, it's this kind of work. And like being in that way for like 8 hours doing 20 knives or 10 knives or whatever.
Yeah.
Zach, you know, I've actually, I've actually met a couple of bladesmiths that actually do enjoy the hand sanding part. And I think they are mental.
There's a guy named Yako. He's in Canada. He's got a YouTube channel. He is like a wizard, man. He's one of those guys that makes stuff that I aspire to do. And
are you talking about Mad Yako?
No, not Mad Yako. He's a Canadian maker. I don't think it's Mad Yako.
I was gonna say, I think Mad Yako is like in Ohio or something.
No, it's not Mad Yako. This guy's in Canada. He's really soft spoken. He's got a really cool workshop. You know, he's got a wood burning stove in there, but he's like, and my favorite part, hand sanding. This is my favorite part because it really just brings out the glory of the blade and everything you've created. And when he says that, I'm like, man, he's totally right. But
he's got a pristine shop, right?
It's pretty pristine. Yeah, he's got a power hammer in there and stuff. He's like, you know, he wears like a bandana. That sounds like
somebody that shows up on the 11 o'clock news as an actual murderer later on. When you see it that way, it's always a
really, really kind, nice guy. He's just like got a great attitude and a good outlook on things, I think. But he's right. You know, when you do hand sand, it really is when you're tying everything in that you works. Like if you hand sand a Damascus knife and you're getting that final, it really is bringing in all that hard work and making it into the beautiful piece that you were trying to make. So you should really appreciate it. I just don't like it.
Blue is in complete agreement with me. It's always those quiet ones like that. It's like, and now it's my favorite part. It's when I dissect his innards from his outards.
Yeah, right.
Puts the lotion on its skin.
Right.
Yes.
I'm like, no, I hate that. There's nothing calm about my channel, that's for sure. It's usually high energy and me scaring my sister while she's working, which is always funny for me. She got me the other day, though.
There you go.
That's awesome.
It's awesome, though, man. Like that, you know, I can't sit there and say our channel's like high energy, but we always try to keep it going and have fun and make sure that everybody kind of feels like they're part of it and whatnot. So, I mean, or it gets the hose again. That's right, Paul.
Yeah, right.
Put the lotion on the skin. I was just talking about that movie with my wife earlier. My daughter had said something about Hannibal Lecter.
I'll bet my 401k that your wife has not seen that.
Hey, how much is in your 401k? Because I can tell you that my wife has seen that. So,
look like we had a little wager going on here.
the one of the 4 movies she's seen happens to be Silence of the Lambs.
So my wife,
my 401k on it.
So I met Chris through my wife. Chris. My wife used to work for Chris. They've known each other for 20-something years. And so my wife is the epitome of the person who has never seen the movie. Whatever movie, name it, it doesn't matter. I could tell you, pick the most quote-worthy movie, Super Troopers or whatever, that everybody knows every line from. I could certainly tell you my wife has not seen it. It sucks because she never gets the joke. So it's like we'll all sit there and be laughing about this one line, and we'll be like, yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. And she'll be like, just stoic. And we're like, you don't get it? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, you're such a party pooper.
We were out as a group one time, and like the bill was coming in, and you know, it was the cast of guys that you know, and she was there, and when they brought the bill and I was picking it up, and I looked at it.
Responding to that. Sorry, that's hilarious.
Miguel's going to call, if he ever gets the name and steal, he's going to call it 401k. I think you should, but you make sure that you charge a shitload, or it takes everything away from you.
This blade's made this is 401k steel, great hardness, great edge retention.
Yeah, it does everything great. Yeah.
It's good until you need it, and then it just falls out.
It just falls apart. Yeah. Yeah, the taxes on this thing is ridiculous.
It holds a good until you cut anything.
we're out to lunch as a group, and the bill comes, and I'm picking up the tab, and I take a look at it, and I look at the waitress, and I'm like, Seabass and his friends over there, so they'd grab this for us, and all the guys start, you know, chuckling because they get the reference.
Yeah.
And she's just like, who's Seabass? Like somebody else is going to buy our tab?
That's my lovely wife. My lovely wife, Kristen. She never gets any movie references.
I drop them all the time, and I've been dropping one on my lives, and I haven't seen anyone get it yet. I keep saying like, yeah, the screen went all bluey, and no one knows what it's from. Do you know it's from?
No, it sounds familiar. I'm trying to place it.
Matt Damon departed.
I should know that.
When his screen just went, I don't know what happened. My screen went all bluey.
Oh crap! Out of all the lines from the movie Departed, that's the one that you chose to quote.
Hilarious, man. Bluey. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. My screen went all bluey.
My favorite line from that movie was when Jack Nicholson comes out and the guy's sitting at the bar and he says, how's your mother doing? And she goes, unfortunately, she's dying. He goes, aren't we all? Act accordingly.
Yeah. It's such a good movie. What, you drinking cranberry juice?
I gotta go back and watch that one now.
Oh my gosh.
It's probably been 15 years since I've seen it.
Great movie, man.
Blue's got it. There you go. My 401k blade was worth $400. Now it's worth 40.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, you check in daily to figure out how much I'll sell it to you for.
Oh Lordy, there
you go. Jay's got it. Thanks for coming in, Jay. By the way, didn't see you in here before, so sorry I didn't say hello, man. But that is such a good movie. You're right. I do have to sit there and watch that. There's a lot of stuff that's like I got to go back and watch again. I haven't watched a lot of TV in the last few months because we've been so focused on this stuff in here. So
there you go. There's a budget knife for you. I've been flicking this thing in.
Is that the Camel?
Yeah. Can you hear it sticking? You hear that pop? Like,
you got to get it closer to your chest where your mic is.
Oh yeah. You can hear like now it's not doing it at all, but
there, I just heard it.
Yeah.
It's like right there.
It's not engaging, then it's engaging, but then you'll push it in and it gets stuck.
Josh in the house. What's up, Mr. Josh?
$30.
Guessing that's not a feature.
Well, the more budget friendly plunge locks always have lock stick probably 2 weeks at least. I mean, I can tell you that I just got one recently that has some pretty decent lock stick to them, and I've worked half of it out. So now it lock sticks like on every third depression. So I'm thinking that I'm getting closer and closer to smoothing it out, but it does do that. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's probably common too, especially with the coatings and stuff. You know, it was machined to be without the coating. The coating goes on there, and then it has a little bit more surface on it. So
yeah,
it's probably one of the things to wear it off.
You could take a piece of sandpaper and dismantle the knife, and just right in that little nook where the lock engages, and get rid of it if you wanted to. But it wears itself.
$30 knife though, man. It's not a bad knife. The Camel, I like it. I mean, I bought me and my sister one. I had like I said, I don't really buy things for myself, but I was going to buy like a $60-$70 blade. And I was like, man, I saw Aries EDC's channel and he had just talked about it and he had an affiliate link. So I just went on there, I think it was like $20 or $30.99, I think. I mean,
and it works.
It works. It shaves. I actually beat mine the day I came in the mail. I was doing yard work and I was out there cutting vines that are like this big with it. And I was like, I'm going to beat this little knife up and see what it does. And I was pretty impressed.
Nice.
Remet makes a good knife, man. I mean, even their budget stuff is good, though. The only thing that I don't get about Remet is that they have dropped recently. They've dropped some really nice stuff that has some really weird, questionable colorways, right? Like they had lightning anode pivot collars with pink carbon fiber, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
I love that.
It's like wearing two different shoes to me. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
I'm a big fan of like off-bright colors together. I love it. Like I love neon colors too, so I would probably love it.
I like that the one you had designed for the pass around group. I love that green with the blade.
It's loud.
It's great.
Safety green, it's a loud color, and I just think it kind of wraps me up in a package, like loud, kind of nice, but kind of rough around the edges. I don't know, it's like it kind of embodies what I want to grasp, and I think that just with black micarta pins, it's just really going to bring that black and silver Damascus into the handle and just kind of make it. It's going to be loud. I think it'd be good for camera. That was my other thing.
If you had one side of the handle that crazy yellow and the other side of it like fluorescent pink or something like that, like to me that would be such a mishmash of goofiness that I wouldn't like it. I don't mind if if it all mixes together properly, but to me and look, I am the worst person when it comes to color ways on knives because I am the most boring person. I have a monochromatic collection. All of my knives are gray or black. I have like 3 blue knives. That's all I've got in color.
Yeah.
I've got a bit more color to mine.
Yeah.
Chris likes color.
I like colors, man. I'm a loud guy, like I said, it's just fun for me. Like, Kathy's like, which material do you want to get? And I'm like, the cat in the hat. I love that. Like I like the cat in the hat, like Dr. Seuss books. You kind of had the
I almost asked you if you could get me a 1 fish, 2 fish one.
Yeah, if they make it, that'd be awesome.
That's my favorite Dr. Seuss book.
Dude, Dr. Seuss books are like they're like life lessons. Every book, like if you got to pick it out.
My daughter daughter used to have
Every
the
graduate.
ABCs from Seuss, and for like 2 years straight, it was like A is for apple, apple, and I was like,
yeah.
I give every graduate the places you'll go. So it's a great book. You know, you'll find yourself in all of those places throughout life. It's pretty powerful. And you know, when you're coming out of high school, you think that you know everything already. So it's a good one to quickly read and then just be like, this is what the rest of your life looks like. You know?
I like the Starbelly Sneetch. That was a good one. It's about like basically it's like one's all of them have star bellies, but then one didn't, and they kind of like, you know, kind of put it to the side and picked on it and made fun of it and like kind of basically discriminated it, you know, and then they realized that it wasn't that way, and it's kind of like, I think, a lesson on, you know, that kind of. I don't know where I'm going with this, guys.
No, it's good.
You know, it's a good, good one.
Dr. Seuss is it really, there is some good learning lessons in a lot of his stuff.
Zach Kennard sees it. The Sneetches, yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
I saw a Spaceballs reference earlier on too. I'm trying to find it. And
there's someone in the community that's always dropping Spaceballs stuff. I've noticed. I forget who it is. But.
Somebody's like, we're surrounded by I'm surrounded by assholes.
I swear I think it's Blue.
Oh, there it is.
Blue, based on one of your comments in another live, it sounds to me like you're in some sort of level of tech, IT maybe, or something like that. So if you are, I'm going to go ahead and say that every time something doesn't work, I hear comb the desert, and then I hear I ain't found shit. So
yeah, yeah, that's not bad.
Which is funny because that quote, by the way, there was an interview with the guy who said that line, and he's like, I've been in 300 movies, or like I've had all these credits in these other movies, and for the rest of my life, everybody knows me as the guy who said it. I ain't found shit.
Oh, great. Hey, so I wanted to ask you, what do y'all have a price point set for the knife?
Not yet, because we don't know. The issue that we have that's going to be up in the air is we don't know tariff situations. Our best guess is going to be in the ballpark of $300, but it's going to be a give or take situation, and chances are that, like this one right here, this isn't all DLC. Even the handle is DLC on this one. So these cost $20 more than the other knives because of the fact that that finish is on there. So I mean, we'll have a little bit of flexibility in there with that.
Have y'all found a manufacturer like Taiwan or like China, or where?
Yeah, this is China. This is this is Best Tech.
Okay.
Well, hey, let him get a look at the Blurple one.
The Blurple. Here you go.
Yeah, that's cool. So how many designs is there completely?
We've done 6. We did 6 prototypes, and we're going to narrow it to 4 on the release. There are a couple of combinations that we didn't like, so
that's fine.
Yeah.
When do y'all see maybe drops coming?
I think we're waiting for the new blades to come in, and if all goes to plan and the blades are what we think they're going to be, and we can drop them in these handles real quick, test them out, make sure that the performance is what Chris and I are desiring out of this knife, we're going to place the order. And Chris and I are going to talk about it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to simultaneously place the order while opening up a pre-order, so that folks that want to get what choice they want and stuff like that. Yeah, they'll have a little bit of a wait, but it's not like that. When I get the money, then I'm going to place the order. So now you've added that into the pre-order time. Yeah. Because I hear sometimes people doing that, and they're like, good gosh, man, I had to wait 6 months for this knife, or I had to wait 8 months for this knife. Like, I don't want people to have to wait that long and lay out money for it. That sucks.
I still haven't received my
kind of person that would like to lay out the money and be like, oh, I forgot about it kind of, and it was a surprise.
What's up, nerds?
Nerd?
What's up, Funky? What's up,
Funky Funk?
Donnie Bless in the house.
Yeah.
But when did I order that Spark EDC? Do you remember? Was that August?
It was either July or August because it was right after Blade Show when all of those things started popping.
I think I ordered it in August, and I'm still waiting.
Whoa,
that's insane. Have you reached out to them? Because I think
not yet.
I
think what they've done, because I've seen some of the stuff pop up that we're about to ship. You should bunch we're waiting on. I think that they got way more orders than they were to be able to handle, and it is what it is. So I'm patient. After I don't even like the knife, so I'm not excited about it coming in. I don't even know that I'll open it when it comes in. It'll probably just either be turned around and given to pass or to hand or give it away or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Kathy, you're not wrong though, right? 8 months for a custom handmade knife is very different from a Chinese manufactured knife that these folks are pumping out insane amounts. But
what's y'all's turnaround? What's usually, because I don't know much about the production world. So what, like after design confirmation, what's a usual turnaround from say Best Tech?
So for prototypes, it's 3 to 4 months. Well, you know what? It's the same thing for production. So it's about 3 to 4 months. So what happens is you get your CAD drawings, you send them over to the OEM. The OEM then turns around and converts your files into whatever they need to use on their CNC machines and their water jets and all that stuff. And then they send them back to you and say, here's everything. Do you approve?
Yeah.
And a lot of times you look at it and that's when you're like, okay, they'll tell you like, hey, we can't do this. Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's certain things that can't be done.
Yeah, there's certain things we can't be done, but we can do it this way or we can do it that way. So they'll work with you. They're really actually very good to work with. And
how's communication?
What's that?
Communication's good, or
yeah, they work. The majority of their orders come out of the United States. So the reality is that they are very well versed in English and stuff like that. So it's been no problem with that. And they all have Americanized names. I'm sure that who I'm really speaking to is not named Emily or Jillian or any of these people.
Well, I mean, it's for your comfort, basically.
Yeah, it's for my comfort, and I'm fine with that. They've been incredibly good partners to Chris and I. They've kept us in the loop with everything the whole way. Heck, they reached out to us in December and they said, "Hey, do you want to go to SHOT Show in Las Vegas as our guest in January?" And it was like, we're nobodies, but yes, I do, but no, we can't do it. Like, it was just too short a notice. And for us to make all these trade shows, it's just not possible while we still have day jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like, it was a stretch for me. Chris can't go to Texas. I'm going to go to Texas. I've been able to do that. I'm lucky enough that I was able to get this one done, but I'm going there strictly with the mind of no pleasure, all business, because Atlanta is going to be half business, half pleasure. And that one's a longer show. You get an extra day out of it.
You're going to be in
Atlanta? We'll be in Atlanta.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, we're going to be there too. That's going to be fun. I'm really excited about Atlanta.
Sweet. Are you getting a booth?
No, not getting a booth. It's going to be my first year, so I want to go enjoy it. And then maybe next year we'll maybe get a booth or something.
Yeah, we'll hook up for sure.
You will be overwhelmed when you get into that place. It's so insane. Yeah. Gosh, that is such a great line from Spaceballs.
What did it say? She's gone.
He's gone from suck to blow.
Yeah.
So yes, 3 to 4 months is typically the time frame that you're looking at. They can fluctuate a little bit depending on certain situations and things. Yeah. If there's any wait times, if there's a really big order that gets in front of us or something like that, that can delay some things. But typically they try to commit to within 120 days is when they will do that. Now, production orders are a different creature because you pay You pay 30% of it up front, and then when they're done, they ask you for the rest of it. Now, that's a big bill.
That's 70%. Yeah, I would say I would rather put forward.
You know,
like
that's
60-40 deal here.
a lot of freaking zeros on that. So that's why I want to do a pre-order, at least partially, so that we're not completely out of pocket for everything.
Yeah, because y'all didn't do Kickstarter or anything. Y'all are. This is all you two, right?
Yeah. So far, that's what we've decided to. What my goal is. So we're shopping a second OEM right now. So we have a second design in play for another knife under our brand, and if we sell good on the first knife, which I think we will, and we do well on the second one, I think the money that we make from both of those should be able to start kickstarting everything forward from there, so that at that point we don't have to worry about getting crazy with the pre-order stuff. We'll kind of have a financial role in play.
So y'all are kind of similar to me, as in the sense of like my first drop kind of pays for the next drop, and then the third drop I get to keep, kind of deal. It's like you're kind of rolling it because you're creating. It's like, because I'm smaller, small scale. I'm creating, like I said, I did 153 knives last year. This year's kind of slower start, but like probably projected maybe I'll get around the 100 something range. But like that's a slower kick, so it's kind of like a very similar step. It's like this does this, and then it gets here, and this does this. It's kind of like the stepping stones, I guess. And is that similar to you guys? Is that what y'all are doing, or kind of sounded like it?
Sort of in a way. Obviously, because for prototypes are a much smaller bill, right?
Yeah.
And so for us, it was, I think with the Timascus, I think for our 6 prototypes, it was $1,800 or something like that to order for prototypes. So
how many prototypes did you get for that?
We got 6 prototypes. So typically prototypes from them are $250 a piece. But because we added Timascus to it, Timascus boosts the price up. Yeah. And they have to use, even though there's only 6, they have to charge us for a sheet because they're not going to take a portion of a sheet.
Yeah.
So we kind of lose some money on that, if you will, but it was a necessary evil thing for what we were looking to accomplish on that.
Yeah.
And our next knife is going to be a little bit different. And I'm keeping it very close to the chest, and I'm not letting anybody see it right now. But that one, Timascus could come into play, but it doesn't have to. So I'll tell you this much, like there are, it's not speed holes, but there are openings in a way on the handle so that you can see through to the liner. So we're going to have liners that are made in color. And so if we wanted to have like a purple inlay inside, then you can see purple through the handle or something like that. And if you want Timascus, I mean, we can get Timascus and have that as a liner too, and that would be really cool, but that's very expensive. So
yeah, for sure.
Question again,
ready?
Curiosity here. What would this be of me sending you our knife and you reblading it in one of your sweet Damascus?
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like I'm not even like there yet, so I haven't even made the knife. What you could do would be to send
I'm saying we just send you ours, you pull it apart, you do a new blade and put it in our handle. You can copy our handle exactly. I just want your I want your Timascus, or excuse me, your Damascus on inside of my handle.
I mean, maybe, yeah. It would be that I would have to figure out the actual perfect, what the lockup and everything y'all have going on is,
Yeah, Chris and I had talked about another idea as well. And I mean, this is obviously not a conversation to have on here, but just telling you an idea is Chris and I have talked about making one of these, a fixed blade, and doing like a small batch, like maybe 10 of these, 15 of these as a fixed blade.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, that's something that we've talked about down the road.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think you know, collabs and things like that. Clayton tooling if you don't have it. Ow. Clayton and tooling if you don't have it. Yeah.
Did we miss a conversation before that?
Maybe. Timascus. Doing it Mills.
Timascus, dang it Mills.
We
I think we're missing something here.
there were some good comments along the way too.
I bet.
Yeah, so this, like I said, that we have this second one in play right now, and I have 4 emails out for requests for pricing on it, and I'm going to send 2 more tonight. So I'm going to have a total of 6 that I'm going to have quoted for that second one.
Sick.
And then we'll see from there who comes back with what. The last time, Chris and I did not choose the cheapest one. No. As a matter of fact, if nothing else, we may have even chosen the most expensive one. But we had, so I'll tell you, we had Riot, we had Kubi, and we had Bestech for the first one. And when they came back, Riot, Kubi were very comparable in price, and Bestech was ridiculously higher. And I immediately sent them a rejection letter. Now I have like pre-built letters and stuff like that are like, you know, hey, thanks but no thanks type of letter.
Yeah.
All professional.
Those are sponsored like the ones you get from sponsor me videos. You're like, can I
pretty much.
No, you cannot have this, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So I sent them a message and I just said, you know, look, you're just not competitively priced with who you're up against. This is not indicative on what we feel about your quality of work, but this is just not the right project for our partnership with you. So we'd like to revisit another project with you in the future. Thank you for the consideration. And they sent me back an email and said, would you be willing to let us rebid? If you feel we're too high, then maybe we are too high. Let us give us a shot to come back down. Okay.
Sure, why not?
Why not? So I did. And they came in a few dollars higher than the rest of the other 2 knives, but they were showing their ability or their willingness to partner with us. Like they really kind of bent over backwards. To say it in the simplest terms, they earned our business.
Yeah, for sure.
And so
you saw I was like, service that you're getting from them, and then you know
I talked to Chris about it, and we were like, this is minimal. I mean, at the end of it, it's going to cost us an extra $1,000. We're still going to have an absolutely phenomenal blade here. We're going to have a great maker, and we have somebody who's really kind of jumped through hoops and shown that they're excited about what we're making. And if they're willing to do that, then I want to be a partner. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So that's how we picked them. And I mean, that's all we want to do. I'm not married to any maker. It's just who's going to. Sure. I'm not picking by the best price. If you're really good at something, then you may be chosen for that. So
yeah. I mean, that was always the rule of thumb in construction. You know, it's like you get 3 estimates. You get them, and then it comes back. You got your highest, your middle, and your lowest. And it was like you would always end up going with the middle or the highest because the lowest came in way too under. He's probably not going to do the best job. It's probably going to be kind of missing. It might be close, but it probably won't be the best. This guy's usually the middle guy was always the guy. He was usually the best.
Best value.
Stay that way. Stay that way, Donnie.
He's not married to any company yet, huh?
I figured out what we missed earlier on in the chat. Miguel said that he posted the winning lotto numbers and we just missed it. So
it's the story of our life, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to be writing a stern letter to the Mega Millions people because I wasted $5 yesterday.
Dang, man. I thought you had it, bro.
It's my time.
Donnie's looking to marry for money if he's going to do
sugar mama. Yeah, I mean, I'm single too. Donnie, let's go.
Oh, you two will be a blast together. Oh my God.
Yeah. We're gonna be going live. I think Friday night with the replicant, and then I think we are going. I don't know. That's not 100% yet, but we're gonna go live on Aries together too. And Aries was talking about it today. He's like, guys, I got Laser Ghost, Donnie from Laser Ghost, and I got Clayton from Burnish Table. He's like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, poor Scott. Like he doesn't
ask for it.
Hey,
yeah, it'll be fun. Scott's a good guy.
I think so Scott said something to me the other day because he's like, I go to bed too early, like I can't get to your lives and whatnot. So I kind of had a chuckle and I said, well, let me ask you something. Like next week is the day before Blade Show. So I think next week for our live, I think we're going to kind of make it a short one. I think we're going to probably do like an hour or an hour and a half and call it good.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too long because I want to make sure I get a night's sleep and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have a long few days. And he's like, yeah, maybe that'll work. So I might have Aries on for our guest next week. See if Scott wants to join us and hang out for an hour. And yeah, he's definitely outkicked his coverage with you two as guests.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, he was talking about it today. I think he wants, because I said I was coming on, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to get." I think I talked to him. I want to get on there. I wasn't invited yet though, but yeah, I think he wants to come on y'all's channel too. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
Did you tell him that your partner also has a hard time making it because he has a hard time staying up late too?
No, it's all right. You can do it once a week, you big sissy.
I'm usually in bed an hour and a half. So.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm up. Like I said, I worked 17 hours the other night. Like I was 3. I mean, I just get locked in the zone and I keep going and going and going. I'm like, Kathy's like, dude, what are you doing? Go inside. And I'm like, okay. And she'll come back like 2 hours later. I'm like, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, well, I kind of just want to grind this knife real quick.
Yeah,
what did he say? Scott's a cool guy.
And it's funny because Chris wakes up in the morning for work and then he sees all the text messages that I've sent him throughout the night.
Yeah.
So like he'll sit there and he'll be like, oh, Sam's been working on designs again. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And here I am sending like 6 designs. There's a whole new knife built now. And
but I
like,
don't
oh, that looks pretty good.
I don't respond at 5. I wait till at least 6:30 to between 6:30 and 7 to respond usually.
It wouldn't matter anyway, man. My phone, I won't wake up at that hour anyhow. I wake up every morning at 6 o'clock. To get Isabella to school, so. But yeah. It's funny because I know he has, like, you can see it on your phone, like the person you sent this message to is set to silent or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it's on silent at 10.
Yeah, his goes on at 10, and it's like I know I'm not going to bother him, but I'm just going to load up while I'm thinking of stuff. So I'm like, yeah. He wakes up and he's like, I have 15 text messages from Sam at 3 a.m.
Like, what's going on? What's my psycho girlfriend up to?
Well, do you know how many times? So do you know how many times Chris's lady has turned around and been like, that's it, you and Sam are done. Like, it's time to go to bed. Like, she'll reprimand Chris like we're children.
Yeah, like, hey, come on.
Oh, Lord have mercy. How long do y'all usually go live for? What y'all get me into? What am I here for?
We can cut it any time.
Oh, no,
yeah, we can cut it any time. We honestly, like, we've gone 2 hours. We've gone 4 hours. I mean, it
2
really
and a half
just
now.
Yeah, we're at 2.5 now.
2:35:03.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many people are in here? I don't have that.
33, 32.
Cool.
And it was just 2 minutes ago. It was at 35, but it's been bouncing all over the place. We've been over 40 a couple of times. So,
nice.
We usually, if people are talking in chat and we're all having a good time and there's plenty of people watching and they still want to hear our ramblings of ridiculousness, We keep going.
I might just have to take a bathroom break. That's all I'm chilling.
No, man, you're not tied to your seat, man. You tell me if you need to get up and do something, you need a smoke break, whatever. Like, just go do your thing, man. Like, we are the easygoing channel of easygoing when it comes to
with
this.
That being said, I'll just take this mic off and go use the bathroom real quick. Maybe.
I thought we were about to have a good gun moment.
That's it. And here I thought we were getting good content out of this.
You want me to bring it with me? You want to hear?
That first the first Naked Gun when Frank goes to the bathroom at Dodger Stadium, and
yes,
he was all
or my old CEO, as I'm trying to close $100,000 a month deal, and he goes and takes a leak with his friggin' boom mic on, thinking that he muted it, and you can hear him friggin' farting and pissing at the same time, and I'm like, oh, you're freaking
talking crap about the people on the other end, though.
No, he wasn't talking crap, but he was taking a freaking leak, and like I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe Ross is doing this. Like,
yeah.
Oh
man, that's crazy. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna step outside and take a look.
All right, man.
I'll be right back.
So while we're taking a short intermission. Quick question. Oh, Blue's going. Later, Blue. Have a good night. Appreciate you hanging out with us, brother.
You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy, Blue. So quick thing for those that have come in, smash that like button for us, please. And if you haven't followed us or subscribed to the channel, go ahead and give us a sub. Make sure that you're subscribing to Burning Stables Forge. He does some really great stuff, and obviously an absolute artisan in his craft. So you don't want to miss some of his lives when he's actually making blades and doing all that stuff. Really, really cool. And then Chris and I launched our website this past week. So go to wyvernkodiak.com. We've got some shirts up there for sale. We've got a little bit about us, and then you can subscribe to our newsletter. So if you want to stay up to speed with what's going on in our world, and when we're dropping knives or when we're dropping new merchandise, you'll be the first to know. So make sure that you head over there, check it out, drop your email in for a newsletter. Appreciate everybody and the support from all of you. Miguel, have a good night, brother. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. I always appreciate seeing you here. It was good to have you in. One last one from Blue before he goes night-night. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, dude.
Nice.
He's another one, right? Like mod man extraordinaire. Always doing a great job in here. So appreciate him, and Ramsey's always just like doing killer jobs on that stuff. So
Blue is a good one.
Yeah, he is.
He's a big staple in the community. Good guy.
Absolutely. I think we've got some big ones that are all the time, right? I mean, Ramsey's Blue, Kelly's Mismash is a big one. Stacy Bolster Blades is another name that's like all over the place with support and stuff like that. But I mean, even then, you've got a whole lot of other folks in here that are just constantly in all these things. I mean, I see Apex carry, so Robin, Lakeside, Paul Mills, Todd Carr. Hey, Todd Carr, by the way, good to see you, brother. A lot of these folks are just in tons and tons of these things, supporting all these channels. So it's really, really cool. Check this out. Mama Loot in the house. What's up, Mama Loot? Good to see you. I didn't know you were in here lurking. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us.
Who's Mama Luke? I don't know Mama Luke.
You don't know Mama Luke?
I don't.
So Mark Perez's mom. So our CAD designer and Loot Tex. He's his channel, so that's his mom, and she's real active in here too. She comes and hangs out. She's always on his chats and stuff like that. Really, really cool. And she's a sweetheart. So she's can come in here hanging. Always appreciate seeing Mama Loot though. She's fun.
Nice, love that.
So yeah, it's just, man, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I just reiterate probably every week, and Chris does too, right? How much we value this community and how much we've really just gained so much friendship here.
Bro,
it's unbelievable.
It's been so awesome. Cause like, I mean, honestly, there was some times, man, where before YouTube where there was like, give up, like I can't, nothing's happening. And like, I'm getting down and Kathy's like trying to keep me going, you know, I'm like looking at getting another job and doing something, you know, different, just to kind of, my mom's in there watching it too. Yeah. So I moved in with the folks, you know, a few years ago to come in. My dad wasn't doing that well. And, you know, I make great money in construction. If I wanted to tomorrow, I could get a really good high paying job and be, you know, have all the things and buy tools and do all this stuff. But it was like a commitment I made with myself and just, you know, I moved in here to help them out and and then I was like in between jobs and I was like, man, started playing around with the forge. And then I kind of got a construction job and I was doing more forging and then I was making knives and then people were wanting them. So I was like, man, why don't I just give it a shot, Kathy? Let's do it. She's like, do it. So I was like, okay, I'm quitting the job. I gave him the date. We're starting full time, you know, March 1st. So it was like February 28th when I quit the job. So it was wild, man.
Yeah. Donnie, yeah, man. I mean, you gotta just, if you have the chance to do something that you love, even when you're making less doing that love, like, you know, there's a totally different thing there, right? And Chris and I have talked about this a lot. Like our goal eventually, I would love to be able to bring a machine shop in the United States and make our own knives. And yeah, that's going to cost a ridiculous amount of money. And yeah, that's going to take a skill set that him and I do not possess right now.
Yeah.
But the passion that him and I have for knives, for the business and for the community, I'm willing to put that work in and keep going and doing and stuff like that. So I think it's just, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, we're working our way there.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I have the dreams, you know, and I have a dream of having a big shop and
hell yeah,
I have
Donnie.
an idea that like I don't like you said, you have one that you don't not going to share. And like I have this idea that I don't share. It's very locked lipped on that one. And it's an idea that could potentially set me up to have a full-time running CNC machine, you know, or something. And this is like a 10-year goal for me, but it's something that I believe in and I see it kind of happening here and there on certain things, but it's like kind of a hush hush. Like nobody really knows what the idea is, but it's like, it's the thing that could create what I dream to do and where I could have a machine making, you know, folding knives and be assembling and also have my forge set up where I can have power hammers and have all the things to do. Like, you know, where Salem Straub, you know, Baker Forge idea, where they have all the guys that were really good makers, you know, and then they kind of created this business with these guys that have knowledge and are good at the craft. And now they're making the steel that a lot of people are using in their knife making, you know, and, you know, I know Donnie uses some of their steel too. Like it's like that goal. And like me making Damascus, like I have to sell my Damascus at a certain price point because I don't have the big power hammers. I can't do production like Damascus, but those guys are kind of that level where they have all the machining to do that. And like one day, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm pretty confident about it and I will make that happen. Basically from this business that started with, you know, a few $100. You know?
You're swinging a hammer the whole time, right? I mean,
well, I got a hydraulic press. I got a 30-ton hydraulic press, and I do a lot of that. But then, a lot of it, you know, is kind of fine detailing with the hammer. I'm not swinging it. I can get a lot done with my press,
nice.
But it's something I made, you know, and it works. But like, it would be nice to have a power hammer, you know. And I'm talking like I want like a big boy, you know. I want a 10-foot power hammer, and it's just
blue from Forged in Fire. Yeah,
that's actually a small hammer, and they're not as powerful. Like they are, but they aren't. And it's pneumatic. I want like the old school oil hydraulic.
Yeah,
you know, big boy that's a 300-pound, you know, or anvil smashing down on a piece of steel. You know, because you can really get your like when you're making Damascus, the whole point is to get even, you know, movement.
Layers.
Steel, yeah.
Donnie, the struggle is real, bro. I mean, that seems to be par for the course, right? I mean, Clayton was talking about his impatience. Chris and I, hell, we want things yesterday. So, I mean, we're both the same way. I mean, it's just the way it is, man. So I get you.
You know, and there's been times I think about it, I'm like, maybe I should just go get a job for a couple of years, and maybe it would speed up the process. But then I feel like I'm going to get used to that good money, and kind of it's going to go to the wayside. And every time you make money, you got the income you get, and then you start getting the toys, you know, and then the things that kind of take away that income, and you know, or a house or this or that, you know, and it just depletes your resources.
Connection, huh?
Yeah. We're the Gibson connection. Yeah, that's for sure.
That's awesome. You know, I mean, Chris and I we haven't set a timeline, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Hell, I'd love to do it tomorrow, but that's not feasible. But getting this going, getting this to where it's a good making income, successful business, people are liking our stuff, and then exploring the possibility of going to, and I'm not going to stop doing what we're doing, right? That's not, the goal isn't to stop this. It's to add another wrinkle into the mix.
Exactly.
Okay. I have some designs here, like that Chris and I will make. And then we have a overseas thing that we do the mass production, and then we do some collaborations so that we're not spending the money there, but we're still getting our designs out to people under other manufacturers and stuff like that. So I don't think I want to stop doing what we're doing. I think I just want to add another wrinkle into it, because it just kind of casts the net wider. You know, Chris said something a long time ago when we were first starting, something like, my goal is to have one of our knives in everybody's pocket or everybody's hand or something like that. And it's like, how do you do that? Well, you can't just make custom whatevers, and you can't just make cheap knives, because there are people that don't buy that. You kind of got to cross the whole entire gamut and cover all bases. So that's what I want to do. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. It's like, I got the kitchen, I got the oysters, I got the EDCs, I got, you know, I'm trying to, and it's also, a lot of it's weeding out what works, what doesn't work, you know, because some are going to sell and some are not, you know, and it's like finding out what hits, you know, and it's, with y'all, it's you know, y'all really have to do that research to make sure that this is something that you want to pull the trigger on, because you're dropping zeros, you know, on a bulk order of knives. You know, you have to make sure that they're gonna turn around to make that income. So I mean,
yeah. And for us, we have to order 300 knives minimum.
Yeah.
That's the minimum order quantity from one of these overseas manufacturers for that. Now, if we were to back this off to a cheaper steel, we'll have to double our order.
Yeah.
So if we went to like a 14C28N, okay, they make us order 600 knives.
You're missing an opportunity, Clayton. You could be shining with your handkerchief right now, buddy.
I know.
You could be cleaning your glasses with your handkerchief. Like, look how great this is. You guys ought to buy one of these.
These hanks really work well on glasses.
There you go. All out, Chris. Always he's the marketing man right
Thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to segue into things. So when you say things like, you know, the kitchen stuff, you did that. It worked, but I did not do that. I just thank you, Chris. Chris, did you wear glasses? Maybe I know y'all are making hanks, but I got one right here. You can get it today.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I like the idea of taking. I haven't said this to Sam, and this isn't realistic, but I like the idea of putting that microfiber on the bottom of our T-shirt, so that way I just have to roll it up and wipe my glasses that way.
Right? Yeah, because that's my move. Is like take that part of the shirt. Yeah. Clean my glasses always. You know.
Do you want me to have Kristen sew you a little microfiber in yours before I bring yours over?
He does.
No. Yes, but no.
He wants it to be like an iron-on, so you don't even see the stitching or anything.
Well, here's my only concern is that if you wash microfiber with fabric softener, it clogs the pores and makes them almost worthless. So it's a good idea all the way up until I have to launder and separate them and do it separate, and then
nope.
yeah. So I wash all my microfiber separately, and you know, with its own own mild detergent, and they last forever.
Oh, man, I had what was
that would, I guess, makes sense. That would cause a wrinkle in the situation there. I didn't even realize, to be honest with you. I don't know nothing about that stuff.
I don't either.
You know, yeah. my wife, she goes through everything and she touches all the fabrics, and
I don't know anything about it.
This is poplin and this is so and so, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, lady.
Yeah, I'm like, you're like, this is grab, everything goes in the wash together except for the whites.
Oh my gosh, my wife will not let me do any laundry around of her clothes ever, because she watches me do mine, and that's exactly what I do. I'm like, everything goes in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we have a washing machine. I don't use it, but I know what to do in the event that I had to, if I could find it.
There you go. So like,
Eric and I do a really good job of separating out duties, and she doesn't like to go wash her car or put gas in it. I can go do that once a week, and then she does about everything else that a couple should do. So I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah. Thank you. Dawn and Chris, welcome to the chat, by the way. Thanks for hanging out. I think I saw people putting our website in there, but if not, I think I pinned it in the chat. If it's still showing up for everybody, I did pin our website up at the top over there. So in case you're looking for it, if anybody doesn't feel like retyping it or anything like that, they could just reference to the pinned chat up at the top, and it should be there. So, but anyhow, appreciate everybody hanging out with us. This is really cool. Always get I don't know why. I think it's so funny, but you know, it's like, holy crap, we still get like 30, 40, 50 people, 60 people. We've had 80, 90 people a couple of times on some of our lives where I'm like, I can't believe this many people want to come and listen to us bullshit about nothing.
I know, right? It's fun.
Well, you know, but again, it's just everybody's chatting with each other there, and throwing out ideas, and you know, we have an artisan on here right now that's, you know, great at his craft and can share his ideas and thoughts, and you know, and you've heard me say this 100 times, Sam. Where do adults go to make friends? You know, and so it's, you know, hanging out and doing stuff like this here, and so it works out really well because we get to meet cool people, and at the same time, everybody's got an idea, like, hey, go check out this knife. And
well, you know, where does adults make friends? I wait until my wife sets me up with a play date like I'm a freaking 4-year-old.
It worked out for you.
He ain't on here.
That's how Sam and I met. Is you know, she was like, hey, will you be my husband's friend, please?
I wasn't married to her yet, just so you know.
I was actually wondering when you said that earlier that she used to work around. So I wonder if they met because of that, which would be cool.
Yeah, pretty much. So I was dating Kristen at the time. I was living in New Jersey, and she was living here in Indiana. And I came out to hang out with her for a little while, and she's like, hey, do you want to meet my friend CJ? And I was like, sure. And she's like, his name is Chris, but we just call him CJ. And I'm like, okay. And so we went out to dinner with him and his, well, now ex-wife. And we hung out and like just hit it off immediately. Like Chris and I were very similar personalities and stuff like that. And
every time the girls would talk about, shh, we're not done here. We just became best friends.
Yeah. Did we just become best friends? Can we build a
Want to go have karate in our bedroom?
Yeah.
Can
we build bunk bed?
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Yeah, for sure. Yep. So I wanted to come back to something. So you were talking about your price of your blades going up significantly with a different steel. And like, that's kind of where I'm at with this Catch-22. It's like, you know, I made 80 CRV2, you know, run of knives. And then I got a price point for that. And then like in Damascus, and then doing stainless, and the stainless heat treat process, you know, there's the time and then the materials to even get that process. It's like, how do you upscale your price? Because now people sometimes think that that's the price of what the knife is, but then you got another steel you have to do. So like it goes up in value. And it's like controlling that, you know, it's like, do you just take the material costs and add that to what your initial cost was? And, you know, like,
I don't think with what you do, you could, because again, the next knife I build will be the first one. So I'm just going off of what I've heard other knife makers say.
Yeah.
But you might use a belt on a knife right now, and you might go through 12 to 15 belts if you went to MagnaCut, because you know the wear resistance is so much higher that you'll either have to up the quality of belt that you have, or just expect that you're going to go through that many more belts. So if you get into really heavy edge retention steels, yeah, your material cost goes up exponentially, plus your time, because it'll take longer to grind those. So I think that would really be the thing, is you'll probably have to make one or two to get an idea of what does it actually cost me extra, and how much more time do I have? Because you might put the time in it and go, yeah, the juice isn't worth the squeeze on this for me.
Yeah, exactly. It's wild, man. Yeah, it's like, you know, because, you know, ADCRB2, you heat it up in the kiln, you put it in oil, and then you throw it in the oven.
Yeah.
You know, just any stainless steel, you got to clean it really well. You have to put on rubber gloves. You got to put it in a stainless steel foil wrapper. You have to seal that. Then you have to do that with all of them. And then you got to put them in the kiln, and they can't come out like in a batch. They have to be like individually done with plates and time. And then it goes in, you know, to the cryo, and then that's another money. And then it's just like,
you know, and
it's been a whole new bamboozling, you know, aspect of knifing.
Yeah. And I think that the other thing too is every time you get a new stainless, it's a whole new experimental process for you, because they all respond a little bit differently, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know the principles are for the most part the same, but you know, the optimal HRC changes amongst the different ones, and then you have how big or how far apart are the carbides, or how large are they, how small is the grain structure. All that comes into play with what you're capable of doing. And so stainless, I think, just confuses the matter for you tremendously. It's just, do you pick a couple of them and say, these are the couple I want? And if you did something like pick up something that's versatile, that's safe to use, that everybody likes, like a MagnaCut, or, you know, 154 CM.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Josh, you're spot on, right? I mean, it's more labor, it's more materials that it takes, like what Chris was saying with belts and stuff like that. And I mean, you can add to the costs of that. When you're talking about the manufacturing, like on our side, it's not really the same thing, because they're getting this stuff at a wholesale level. They're buying insane amounts of these steels. And so the variation from S90V to Vanix, or from 14C to S90V, is not overly significant in cost for us, which, you know, I mean, they've just got crazy sweatshop machines that go to work on these things over there.
I'm going to guess their machines run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, one crew leaves, the next crew comes in. The efficiencies that they run on are tremendous. And I don't know how many.
Mama Loot, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you hanging out with us.
I don't know how many dozens, if not hundreds, of machines they have under one roof doing all of this.
I don't know the answer to that, Chris, but I can tell you that based on the idea of what I've been thinking about this, and aligning some of the drops that have happened while we were working through our stuff, and knowing for a fact that EMT EDC had Nimbles running, and had Pulse R's running, and had several other different projects from other makers running at the same time. And I mean, good, significant, well-known drops out there happening. I have to guess that they have at least 20 machines, if not more, maybe 30 machines that are just doing CNC.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's more than that. And the reason why is because, like, Best Tech has two factories. They have the primary factory and they have the secondary factory that is budget. If we were to have done G10 and D2, we would have been in the Best Tech Min factory, not the Best Tech factory.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're dropping hundreds of knives a day.
I don't think they are.
I think they are. When you start looking at all of the OEM stuff they do, but they also release their own line, they've got a lot.
I mean, they have an assembly line going on, so they might be dropping, I would think, more than that. But
here's the thing. Okay, so they'll turn around and they'll tell me, okay, Sam, we just ordered 4 blades, right? 4 new blades for our knives. They told me it's going to take between a month and a half before we see them. The reality is that if they just turned around and dedicated that, they'd have them done in 2 days. But they're not. They're jumping projects all over the place, which is why I don't think that there's not a consistent nonstop work through type of situation for them on these things. So I don't think that they have as much as you think they do. I think they're working 20 minutes and 30 minutes here and then putting them in a box, shifting them and moving on to another project type of thing.
They got to switch out the tooling, right? I mean, the machines have to stop to change tooling and stuff like that. But I'm just thinking that, man, it's
unless they have ones that are dedicated to particular tooling.
Yeah, but I think
armatures that just, I mean, the ones, I mean, a lot of them have the tooling where it just puts a new tool in it and then does its thing.
Yeah, but I just mean that those tools go dull. Those have to be swapped out, right? Like, you know, the machine itself will just grab whatever tool it needs and do it.
I wonder if they have like a tray that's like you put there's a tray in there and then you put another one in and it retrays, you know, and it might be like, I would think that would be a thing, you know, like
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
And every hour they have to put new ones in.
Yeah, they've definitely figured out the most efficient way to do it. Oh, what do we have? What did Todd say there?
So he just mentioning that he'd think that for the higher carbide steels that the CNC makes sense, but on the cheaper stuff, it's grind, you know, hand grind and cut. But I think when you're talking about mass production, CNC is probably still.
But see, there's also the like what he might be talking about is the machines that it drops into, and it's like, and it's before heat treat takes it completely off, and that's when
I see what you're saying.
You get that kind of finish where you see the grinds on it. You know, it's not. Not all the whole knife isn't being carved by probably the CNC machine. You know, your hollows are probably coming through a wheel and grinder belt, you know.
Yeah, no, well, a lot of them are laser cut or water jetted, right? And then after that, like a lot of them, the milling could be strictly off of, say, the titanium scales. And I mean, there's a lot going on to these things. And
there's multiple different.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, they sent us videos, they sent us pictures along the way, and I mean, I get what they're doing, and it's. I mean, I don't know that we'll ever find the answer out, Chris, without going to China to go visit one of these places, and I don't know that they're gonna like if we do or not, but I'd be willing to go.
I like Chinese food.
I like Chinese food too, but I like knives even more. And that city is what'd you say? 80% of the knives in the world is produced out of that one city.
Yeah, that's. I heard Jared Neve say that, and but yeah,
so it has to be right then.
Yeah, he knows a thing or two about knives. But no, I think that's probably right. When you start looking at their production of what they put out, I mean, it's massive. I mean, what we're looking at is just knives they're dropping in the U.S. But they're putting out stuff all over the planet. So,
yeah, that's true. You know, well, and like get back to Donnie's question. He said that wide rubber gloves for stainless. It's just something that I had saw along the way where the oils can get on the stainless and cause different things on it. But then, like he said, that stainless isn't hard to work with, in my opinion. And I don't think there's any harder to work with stainless steel. What I think is the process and the supplies to make it a functional product is more than ADCR V2 or high carbon steel, where I can heat treat it, stick it in oil, stick it in the oven. It's just that process in between, that gap filling is basically what I was talking about. I just wanted to address, or not address, but let him know what I was saying.
Mick Ranger in the house. What's up, Mick?
What's up, Mick?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, it's a good question. Best Tech isn't going to be in Texas. They'll be in Atlanta. We'll actually be getting into their booth in Atlanta for a little while. They're getting us a pass in for that. So
slip me some stuff while you're in there.
What's that, buddy?
I said, slip me some stuff while you're in the booth. I'll come by and see you. Just let me know.
In Texas, I'm going in with concept knives. So you know what? I'll pick Joyce's brain for a minute, and I'm going to ask her. I'm just going to ask her how many machines do they run in their manufacturing facility. She's pretty cool. She'll probably tell me.
I want to know too. So when you find out, let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know. Like, I'll let everybody know. We'll talk about it when I get back. We'll talk about it on the live, like what I've learned from some of these things. I'll ask some of them about their manufacturing processes because I'm curious myself. All right. I mean, you guys might be completely right. They may have 200 machines running, or they may have 50. I have no idea. But it does. You are asking really good questions. I just don't have damn answers to, you know.
But they do run. I'll be willing to bet they run 3 shifts. So very different than here. Yeah. So
it's for sure. And I would imagine that
it would take to have a low, not high production like like Best Tech and the other guys, but like have a lower production in the States. I wonder how many machines it would take to have, to be able to pump out, say that you're making
like Spyderco.
Yeah,
200
but that's not low production.
I'm saying like 200 a month.
Oh.
200 a month. Well, I can tell you this much. I mean, there's a guy who can't remember the name of the company, and oh my gosh, is it Northern Tool? Northern something.
Northern Tool's like a budget.
No, not Northern Tool. Northwest Blade and Tool, maybe. I don't know. I was talking to him about it because I was actually talking to him about making custom pry bars for us, and I wanted to get somebody in the United States to do it. And I saw a video of him, and he was in a town like 2 towns down from me, and I was like, well, it says you're in Utah, but it also says you're in Indiana. Where the hell are you? And he's like, oh, well, my company's based out of Utah, but I'm actually in Pendleton, Indiana. And I was like, no, okay. Well, I'm 2 towns over from you, and this is what I want to do. And he's like, oh, yeah, we can do that. I can do that right now in my garage. And I'm like, you have a CNC machine? He's like, I have 2 in my garage. And I was like, holy crap. And like he showed the video to me of his 2 CNC machines running, and he said that he can run 100 knives a month out of his shop in his garage. So I would imagine, to your question, Clayton, is really I'd probably 2 to 4 would probably be able to put out. Well, you'd need more than you.
Well, right? Maybe. What are you making? What are you making, Clayton? Are you talking folders? Are you talking fixed blades?
Folders.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
And what all are you going to make? Are you going to make everything except for your ball bearings or
yeah,
washers?
I would want just hypothetical
screws.
I would want everything made, and then basically, you would have your parts that would be ordered. So you would have, I'm saying 10 people in a shop, and they're assembling knives.
What do you think? What do you think that Oz Machine puts out? Because it's always on a lottery. I don't know how many they put out a month, But they make everything except for their ball bearings. So they make their own screws and everything.
So the other day they had a video that they were saying, I forget what the one was that they were dropping. It was like a purple Anno Skelly with a Damascus blade, and they were doing a lottery on that. They had 10 available that they were going to put a lottery in for. But I saw their machine shop, their new shop. They did like a walkthrough tour, and I don't think they've had 10 of any one of the machines in that shop. I don't think they have 10 CNC machines. They have 10 grinder machines, and they have 10 this, and they have 10 that, but I don't think they have more than that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many they put out. My guess is if they wanted to, they could, but at the same time, something tells me they also purposely hold back to not flood the market with that and degrade their value in some way.
Well, but 100% of their knives are sold in auction. You have to get an auction to win the right to purchase.
Yeah, even at the Blade Show, man. Right? I mean, we needed to go and get one of those tokens to be lucky enough to buy one at Blade Show. So, I mean, even that's somewhat of a lottery. And yeah, Todd, you're right. I mean, they're paying these people pennies on the dollar compared to what they're paying American engineers for the same, well, not even the same work, in a lot of cases better. But I mean, that's been a lot of the discussion out there of American trade falling to the wayside, and why China's taken over a lot of that stuff is because the focus of it's not there. We're more attached to a screen than we are to those types of things. Yeah.
And we also like instant gratification, where I can order a $30 knife and it works and functions, instead of paying, someone that's hand making something always start to finish $1,000 or $1,500 to $2,000 for the same idea. It's like, it's not, I think the quality is going to be better on some handmade stuff. You're going to get that feel. You're going to get that organic, like, wow, someone like did this. It's going to be maybe weighted better or just different, but like, I think it would be cool if you could, like, if you say, like, my theory in my head, like kind of what I'm processing right now would be like to have the shop, like I was saying, with the big forging hammer and making like stainless steel Damascus and doing things. And you're making that product while you have a machine that's milling your product. So that is like, it's a higher end knife being created by a machine, but also handmade by the same company.
Yeah. That's what Grimsmo does, but
no, but you're right, Todd, on that as well, right? It is. It's like the little collars for water pumps and whatnot, right? It would be like printing money, because it would take minutes to print those things out. You charge a ridiculous amount of money for it and move on. And it is a passion project. You're 100% correct on that.
I mean, it goes back to getting a real job and making real money, or sitting here and grinding it out until I make my dream happen.
If I had the skill set, I would probably do both. And I would have one machine dedicated to making these widget doohickeys and print my money, just so I can fund my addiction to these sharp objects I love so much.
Exactly. And then you can take also side hustles, where there's like a company that needs this amount of parts and they need it done. And then that's an income. It's like, why not have the machine running while it's basically printing money, and you're getting to live out your passionate dream that you've been thinking about,
Rob's Nerdy Knives up in here. What's up, Rob? Appreciate you hopping in and saying hello, brother.
Hey, Rob, did you sell your Medford Slippy? I hadn't had a chance to go back and look today. If that's still available, I think I want it.
I don't know if he went to bed or not. There it is.
And Brother Sales. Hi, Rob.
Rob, Chris said something about a Medford Slippy. So if it's still available, put it on the side. Chris wants it.
He put out some knives to sell last night, and I saw it when I got up this morning, and I have not stopped yet today. I hadn't had the opportunity to go back and look to see if it's still there.
I have not. It is full DLC.
Right.
Yes, please. I'll email you.
Email him.
Yep, I got you. Thank you, sir.
So I keep seeing everyone posting knives that they're like getting rid of and stuff. I'm like, hey, I want that knife. I wish I had the 450 or the 800, or I'm like, I want that one, but
Heck yeah, Sever. You can come work at the shop, man. That would be cool as hell. Plus, I don't want to be the only schmuck that designs knives, so it would be really helpful to have somebody else that can do it. Because Chris draws really bad, and he refuses to draw. He refuses to draw knives.
Hi, and Chris works from home.
So does Sam. But what is the point? You don't get that excuse, slacker.
No, when we open the machine shop, Chris works from home, so that's why you need Sever there.
Yeah, I need somebody to talk to.
Man, I broke the seal, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom again. I drink a lot of water, so I'll be right back.
All good, man.
Be back.
No, Rob posted last night. He had some beautiful knives that he was putting up, and I saw that. And I don't own a Medford. I'd like to have one for the collection. I was iffy, but this is full DLC handle, and
Jim Cox, what's up, brother?
He was able to. He was just going through them and talking about them, and that one just jumped out at me. My slip joint fascination is still running.
Yeah, I know it is. It's all good, man. If you found something you like and digging into, man, I mean that's fine. While we're kind of taking a potty break over here with Clayton, if you're not, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe to Burning Stables Forge channel, and subscribe to our channel, and check out our website and let us know what you guys think. We've got some shirts up for sale as well. So if you guys are looking for any shirts, we've got 2 different colors. We've got black ones and we've got gray ones. The logo on the front, and then we've got our design, our maker's logo on the back. We got a really cool design going on. So support the channel. Appreciate everybody. And again, make sure that you're following Clayton's channel, Burning Stable Forge. Give him a like and check out his stuff, man. He's got some really cool stuff coming out and doing videos all the time of making knives and whatnot, which is amazing to watch craftsmen do their thing. So it's awesome. And thank you, Kelly, for dropping the link in the chat there. Always appreciate Kelly when you got our back.
Big sis number 3. I got 2 older sisters, so I just kind of dubbed Kelly as my big sis number 3. She's been very helpful.
Kelly's awesome. Awesome.
Clayton, do you make sheaths too, or do you have somebody else do that?
So that's where Kathy came in. I was making these knives, like when I said I was like kind of toying around with it while I was working construction, and then I was giving people knives wrapped up in bandanas, and I was like, I got a sheath guy if you want a sheath made, and that was kind of a horrible selling point. And Kathy was like, this is horrible. I'm making leather sheaths. And I was like, because I'd made a couple, I was just like, man, I can't wear all the hats. And she started making leather sheaths, and Kathy dove into it, and she had never made leather sheaths, and she just went right into it, started making leather sheaths. Now she's getting to this level where, getting pretty good, and she's still learning every day. But we've switched our process over because she was doing it, and basically we were getting 0 off of the leather sheaths. It was just an addition to sell the knives because you can't really give anyone that. And she was against Kydex, and we've kind of swayed her into the Kydex world now, and now she's actually making money off the leather sheaths. So it's kind of a good thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's who does my leather work. Kathy does a lot. She does a lot of the technical side of the website design. She did all of that on her own. And it's a Shopify website, but it's a .com, and she did that. She designed all that. She did all the work there. She keeps me moving. She's the rock in the shop, man, for sure.
That's awesome.
And, That's awesome, man.
She does all of that stuff. She's making the Hanks now, and she's always taking on something new, and she's always trying to push her limits as well. So together we're very creative and making things happen. So good team.
Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool when you get to work with family and love that. So.
And it worked out too. Like I said, when I came here, it was to help my father out, and my mom out a lot, with what was happening, and it's still day-to-day stuff, and but he's doing better. And it's cool to be around them every day and get to spend time with them. And the main reason was to be in the shop, you know, because if something happens, I can be there in the door, you know. So it's a feasible thing right now. And one day, you know, like I said, the dream is to have a shop. I'm kind of outgrowing this side of the garage, you know, and it's as I'm growing and now I'm wanting bigger machinery. You know, there was a power hammer for sale here, and it was 6 foot tall. And I was like, man, it was $1,000. It needed to be refurbished, but it was a really good deal for what it was. And I was like, I couldn't jump on it, you know, because it was, where am I going to put it? And I'm in a neighborhood. I can't be pow, 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 you know. So it's just kind of like, it's good, but hopefully we grow and get out of here and actually get into a really facility, you know.
Yeah. That's pretty cool though, man. I mean, if that's what your goal is, I think you can get there. I mean, that's what you work towards and you focus on. And I mean, that's awesome though, that's the direction you want to take it. And I hope I would absolutely love to see one day that you do that, because I think it'd be really cool to come hang out and see your shop and,
for sure,
you know, do that kind of thing, you know.
And it's something it's like I want to have a big shop, you know, for one, like to bigger, more production. Second off though, like it would be cool because I'm really good at teaching. I can teach people really well. I'm good at like being patient with someone that doesn't know a damn thing about knives and how to forge a knife, to get them to kind of do it and help along the way, but mostly they do the work. It would be so cool of like for me to have a space where like 5 to 10 people could come in, you know, and a hammer in, and everyone gets to, you know, you pay a fee and you walk away at the end of the day, or a 2-day course, and you walk away with a knife that you made, you know, and have different levels. You got your river spike knives, the lowest, you know, and then boom, boom, boom. If you want to get Damascus, you know, it's a one-on-one course, and it's $1,000 course or something, you know, and you get to walk away with an actual handmade Damascus knife that you made in a, you know, 3-day course or something, or 5 days or whatever. And I think that would be really fun.
That'd be really cool. And look, I've been in leadership for a very long time. So usually I just listen to what people say and then try to think of ways to refine. And your recipe is perfect. You've got 2 sisters. One is doing a whole bunch for you. You're a good teacher. So you either bring in the second sister, or you teach Kathy how to do some of that fine sanding for you.
Yeah, actually, dude, Kathy is she, because I'm like, I'll do like local markets and like I'll sell all my inventory, but then I'll have these local markets pop up. I'm like, man, I got to get 15 knives done because I don't want to have anything less than 10 on my table. So 10 to 15 knives. And I'm like, man, I got to make these in 2 weeks or a week and a half. So usually it's like a week, you know, and I'm like, okay, I can do all this, but I can't finish the hand sanding and do this. And Kathy will stay late and she will be over there and she just hand sanding away and she rocks it out. And it really, really helps.
Yeah.
Look, Donnie's just he's offering a little extra care, a happy ending for the for some skill set.
Yeah, actually,
I want Damascus and a rub and tug.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, me and Donnie been talking. He's gonna give me some tips and tricks on the.
I don't think I want your wax.
I don't think I want that tip or that tip.
Oh Lordy, no. Donnie with jokes. I love it.
You're you know,
like
but
I
no,
said,
I think that's one of those
Scott's
things
in it for you guys. Holy crap! I can't wait to see that live with you two on
fun, dude. It'll be nerdy,
fun,
hyper fun.
You know, once you get her up on the sanding, now you'll have to teach her how to jump, and
so we've actually been playing around with the idea of doing like a maybe like a live series where we switch roles, where I'm making the leather and Kathy and doing all the other stuff, and Kathy's making a knife.
That's neat.
So that'd be kind of fun on the channel, you know, just a little change up. So
well, and you know, it's a fun way to cross train as well, right? Like,
yeah, right.
You know, you develop more skills, and at the same time, you know, being able to see all of it and how it all comes together, and being. I use this example a lot with my team. Like I can turn on the TV on a Sunday and watch somebody remodel a bathroom in 30 minutes and think that it's a piece of cake. Right. But until I actually go in there and start ripping out drywall and try not to hit plumbing, you know, it's a whole
you hit one water
story.
line and your price of your job just went up 50.
Yeah.
You just
from the
inspired me.
$3,000 job to
you have just inspired me. Hey, Chris, I'm going to take your credit card and buy a whole bunch of knives. Can you come over here and start actually drawing some, please? Did he freeze?
I think he.
I just had to breathe, so I was. I couldn't unplug my all my stuff with my foot, so I had to unfreeze myself. No, my thing is I could draw them. If you tell me what to draw, I can't design. I can critique. I don't have any new ideas. So that's the challenge I have is, you know, I can take somebody else's stuff all day and say, I like this, I don't like that. Here's what I would do differently. But when here's a pencil and a blank sheet of paper, come up with an idea. And I'm like, there's plenty of knives out there. I'll just get one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that creative piece in me.
Good night, Kelly. Thanks for hanging out with us all night. We appreciate you. You're wonderful.
Good night, Kelly.
It is getting about that time. I'm getting a little.
Thanks again for my lanyard. Yeah, agreed. It's late.
Well, I will say this, Chris. If I've said it before, there should be a day on the weekend or something like that where you come here and you actually sit down next to me when I'm doing design, because I think you'll see that I'm not coming up with fresh ideas, right? It's really hard to come up with some new blade shape that isn't out there, right? I'm taking other turns or other twists into this. And sometimes if you just want something, like, how many times have I drawn something and sent it to you, and then you've turned around and been like, well, why don't you do this, or why don't you change that? So you can still do that. I'm not copying anybody's knives, but let's face it, I ain't the first schmuck that's ever drawn a drop point.
Yeah, we're not reinventing the wheel here.
Well,
yeah, no.
It works for a reason.
Kathy just said she and I are the same, and you and Clayton are the same. So we just
our lanes. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess. But you know, and again, I break Chris's chops all the time about this, but I don't really expect him to do that. I like the fact that him and I bring two completely different aspects to the business, but it works so well.
Well, that's what makes a team. If y'all were both doing the same thing, then y'all would be on top of each other and fighting the idea to make it work, and it wouldn't be cohesive. No. You know?
If you go on our website, and I'm not trying to plug the website, but there's an About Us page, and it actually kind of explains that, right? It really does explain the idea behind it, and that is that from my perspective, I like to know how it works. I'm the true engineer from that perspective, and Chris is more of what's its purpose, what's its need, what are you using, what's the steel. You know, the other day I sent him a knife picture, and the first question he says is, great, what are you cutting? It's the very first question he asked.
What problem are you solving for?
I mean, that's the age-old selling point, you know. Like, it's like, sell me this pen, right? The Wolf of Wall Street thing. It's a real thing. It's like, what makes it special?
Yeah,
you know, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to, like when I said earlier, like, I'm trying to sell myself more than I'm selling the knife. It's like, yeah, you can go get a Warncliffe knife, fixed blade knife from a million other companies, but what you're getting is one of mine, which makes it a little different and special. That you know that what I'm putting into it, and it's mine. That, you know, it's like that aspect is a lot of business for what I'm doing, I feel like. But
Jim, the answer to this is Chris used to have a full head of hair, but when we started making knives, I've made such sharp knives that he's just.
I actually can cut.
Oh my God!
Watch live on the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Chris just scalped himself.
Live scalping.
It pulled it. So.
Hey, stay tuned, folks. I'm going to bring Chris's DNA with me to Texas next week.
It's past your bedtime, Chris. Don't be trying to shave your head on live, bro.
Watch, I can juggle them too.
There went strike one on the channel. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Don't put that in your leg, Ricky Bobby. I can't feel it.
I'm fixing to stick this knife in my leg.
Don't put it in your
It's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, I do. I always I do edge testings like on Kathy's hair all the time. I'll just walk in like. It's been on a couple videos and maybe live, but.
There you go, Sam.
Move and she's just gonna have entirely half of her hair gone. What happens? Yeah. Clayton happens.
That's a little piece. We're giving it a little chop, you know.
Or she moved and,
yep,
and you know your small smidgen turns into
no rest for the wicked, Fred.
Yeah, Fred. I still got another 2 hours of work to do after this.
I am going to get knocked out of here, though, guys.
Yeah, I was just about to say we're gonna close out. Before I do, I just want to first off thank you, Clayton, for hanging out with us tonight. Had a blast. Really cool to have you on. I love seeing some of the work that you've done. You do unbelievable work, and I'm really excited about it. Hell yeah, dude. I wanted to give you the floor before we close out, and just, is there anything that you wanted to let the community tell anybody, plug anything on your channel, anything like that? I mean, it's why we bring you guys on, is so that you guys grow too. So
I think I got the people in the chat. They've been dropping links, and it's just much love and support. And the only thing I want to plug is if you want a knife and you want to pick some handle material, I got some knives and they're coming quick, and I'm going to put handle material on them with or without anyone. But I would love to make it specialized for someone, and it's a labor of love, and I appreciate the love and support. It's just
I need to get one of yours, man. I do. I got to talk to you about. I got to talk to you about handle. I got to pick something out. I want one of yours though.
Sure. I'm gonna commit to buying one as well. So we'll I'll do that.
You guys. Yeah, for sure.
I got a really nice one, but Rob hopped in the site on tonight. And
yeah.
I was excited and disappointed both when he said yes, the knife's available.
Yeah, and on top of all that, man, it's just really this community, and it's the love and support from everyone, the friends that I've been making, just the people that kind of keep spirits up, and everyone that kind of sees my emotion, because I'm pretty transparent, and everyone's like, "You all right, man?" We see it in your face. I'm like, "I'm tired," or this, that, and the other. But everyone's keeping me moving, and it's just been a really great support team. And I think 90% of the sales last month, and then halfway into this month, have been nothing but YouTube. So that's big help, and I just appreciate everyone. So more than a plug, I just want to say thank you.
Is the website is your website the best place to go to contact you?
No, you could just reach out via email or Instagram, or my phone number. I don't really mind. Right now, like, if things go on the site, it's fees for me, and y'all know that too. It doesn't matter what you do, it's always some fee, whether it's a credit card transaction or everything. So I just have to add it. Taxes and all that other stuff is added in on that, except for me eating it on the back end, doing other deals. But like, when I put things on the website, mainly they're already completed. They're not really customizable, but I think we do. I don't know if it's done yet. Kathy's been working on that to where there'll be like an availability, and then an email link or something to where you can customize and pick handle materials, and certain things will be optional. But it's just also getting our stock right, so that I can have more options for that style. And then there'll also be like the customization fee eventually. But everything's a work in progress. You all know that. It's getting the site, and then building the site, and then having inventory and all that stuff. It's just steps. But if you guys, if anyone wants anything, like, personally, there's an email on my channel, and just feel free to reach out.
We'll reach out, man. We'll talk behind the scenes on all that stuff and figure something out for sure. Chris and I definitely, besides obviously we love your work, but we also try to buy stuff in the community and support everybody because I know that they support us and whatnot. So it's a two-way street with that. So appreciate everybody. And a reminder to everyone, make sure that you're following Burning Stables Forge on YouTube, on Instagram. Check out all this stuff. burningstablesforge.com as well. Take care of our own here, and let's make sure that everybody's following you and checking everything out. So
yeah, man, I appreciate it, guys. It's been fun.
For sure. Appreciate you, brother. Really had a good time tonight. It was a blast. Honestly, if we started earlier, I could probably talk another 2 hours with you because this is just a lot of fun conversation.
For sure.
Awesome.
So,
thanks,
all
everybody.
right, everyone. What's that, buddy?
I said I was just saying thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
Clayton, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Good to meet you. Good night, everyone.
Take
care. We'll see you on the next one. As Loot likes to say, I got to hit that.